Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Misty Mountain Mondays here on Misty Mountain Streaming.
Hello.
Hello, how's everybody doing? We're back, baby, into some eldritch weirdness. And everybody dressed up today, some more than others. I just put on a hat.
I appreciate it.
We'll do a full Maura in
Good
like
hat.
a week or two.
Yeah.
It's a lot of paint.
What we got?
Following this, I don't have body paint. My other two NPCs have normal skin, so.
What?
That's
I know.
That's
Oh my
surprisingly
god, I just
chill
saw
of
the new
you.
overlay. It looks so rad.
Yeah.
so cool. Yo.
I like it.
I'm
I
so
really like
happy.
it.
Jane did some work for us. She did it in time for last week's stream, but since I was in another nation, I couldn't get it going. Sorry about that. But we're here, we're back, we're as intended, baby. Welcome real quick in the
No
chat.
hotel rooms.
Yes.
No hotel room.
No
Not for
hotel
another
room.
3 weeks. Welcome Sprinkle the Lich
Oh,
King,
don't
Kitsaween,
say
Misfit Playland, for coming into the chat. Of course, we're here. I see Maddy. I see.
Me.
I see Cheesecake Panda cosplay. You guys is in here as well. You should be. I'm gonna do the announcement-y bit first, and then we'll get into everybody because people always get upset that I take too long. So I'm gonna get it out of the way. And yes, thank you for the reminder that I need to change the dice facts and make those go away. Unless you want to give a dice fact real quick.
Well, I was expecting to receive a dice fact.
I
So
will recommend you to my dear and good friend Google. Google got a lot of them. Or you can just message Sophie. She'll probably let you in one for free.
I have one of the really old fossilized coral sets.
Oh, I wanted those
Ooh.
forever
Yeah.
ago.
It looks like a sponge and it's weird.
Fun story. When I was trying to buy one of my first sets of dice, or rather tell Misty Mountain what the first set of dice I wanted was, I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Can I get this one?" And they go, "Sorry, Jane just got the last one." And I was like,
What did I get?
I don't remember. But
Whoever that is, screw that.
I'm so sorry.
And from then on, they hated each other.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
really bitter to each other
An
ever since.
intense rivalry.
yeah,
Can't you
Rob
tell?
must have done something
I
similar.
didn't even
to you at
know.
some
I didn't
point in
even
the
know
past.
Crash well then.
Yeah,
but,
right?
You know, no.
I don't know what I did to deserve the treatment I get around here, but it was something, and I
You
apologize
walked up in
formally.
here with that face.
Yeah, with your
God, I'm
face.
so glad I don't look like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Okay, the redemption should be fixed. Thank you real quick to Guiding Light, to Mr. Yiggs, is how I'm going to go with that being pronounced. Simply Doug. Bree Cleverbottle, West Coast Wizard, if you are associated with other coastal wizards out in the West, we should talk.
Ghost.
Josmu and Jokey for the follows. Welcome to the party. Welcome to Misty Mountain Streaming. We tell and experience cool stories here, and it's not me telling them. This week, I'm on the experience side. I'm on the demand side of the supply and demand, as our wonderful dungeon master, Tyler, is going to be running a game for us tonight, like she did last week. I'll hand it over to her in just a sec. Two things real quick before we get started. One, we met our subscriber goal for last month, so a new one
Yeah.
has begun. You will see
Let's
the
go.
new reset counter down at the bottom. This one has nothing to do with cosplay, guys. I'm sorry. It's not at my expense. This is not shaming me. This is pro you guys.
150 subs, and I will fight a person of your choice.
I really thought you were gonna say polar bear.
And polar bear.
Let's
Full
all dress
stop.
up
You
as a
get
polar
no
bear and we'll
context.
fight.
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll
what
get
up,
those
existential
sorbs
nerd?
and we'll try to fight each
Uh,
other. Like play soccer.
75
for no
subscriptions,
reason.
and
Yeah.
I will run a community one-shot on the channel.
Ooh.
Not adventurers. People from the chat. I will run for y'all.
That's pretty rad.
Cool.
That I don't know if you. I mean, are you guys cool? Like, if you guys are cool, it'll be a good thing, and we can maybe do it more often. But that's my plan. I will, instead of running, and you might get to play with some of the people that are on screen, but a stream that will include people from the chat, including possibly you. So, we just got our first subscription towards it, given out by Crash Candy Cosplay. Are you hoping to play on this stream? Is that why you're...
No, I'm
Is that why
hoping
you're
to
gifting?
fight someone of chat's choice.
Ah, okay. I mean, I don't think they can
And
stop
I'm
you.
hoping I'm chat's choice.
Yeah, it's gonna be up to. I can fight a community member.
You can't tell in this,
I can
but I
fight
got some guns.
someone of the stream, whoever you want.
Yep, they just need to be in her weight
Preferably,
bracket,
if we
or
get
not in
there
her weight
before
bracket.
Florida.
No,
We can
not in my
actually
weight bracket
record it.
whatsoever, because nobody's gonna meet that.
I'm about the same, I think.
The other announcement is we are,
We're
let's
the
see.
same height, shape, and body size. I'm pretty sure we probably weigh the same.
Yeah, it's probably a fair
All three
fight.
of us.
Oh, is it going to be a three-way?
Tag team!
A three-way fight?
We just need one more.
Okay,
Maddie's
I'll
gonna rap.
I'll
How about
hold you guys
you
at arm's
dress-
length.
169
Dress as a polar
followers,
bear.
and we'll
I'll
fight
bring out Pike,
somebody.
who looks like a little polar bear, and just like
There you go. Put her in the little
Wait.
bikini and the cue cards.
no, that's
Uh,
facts. That's facts.
Oh yeah,
I've never
that-
been
of
in a
course.
fight, so I just have to assume that I'm the best at it because obviously undefeated. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
undefeated
Take that.
track record.
Thank you, Heteretic and Trey 1234535742794368477 for the follows. Welcome to the community.
Amazing.
Speaking of which, with
Cool.
those 2 follows, we are 25 followers away from our 500 follower giveaway. So if you know somebody who ain't watching this stream and ain't following this channel, get them in here so I can give away some free stuff.
Literally so
A
much
lot of free
stuff.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a whole D&D
I
set.
plan on going into the
Dice
warehouse and
bag.
just filling my little arms up and walking out on tiptoe before anyone
Like
notices
one of
that
those
it's gone.
Amazon
just
liquidation thing.
I just see Rob walking in with like his shirt like folded up so that he can use it like a bag, and it's just
Kangaroo pouch in it.
Reed, stop. Sorry, my dog's barking.
That
That's
is
okay. They got to hear my dog barking on one of our Wednesday night streams. It's fine.
that's all the channel stuff. I'm done talking, and Tyler can run the show now.
Okay, well, give me a second. Okay. Well, no, we got to let everybody introduce themselves. Good God.
Well, you
And this
can.
week This week we're gonna start with Crash Candy
Ouch.
because she was forgotten last week.
I was in Canada. I'm gonna hide behind that
well.
excuse forever.
I am Crash Candy Cosplay, and I am a cosplayer, I guess. I do studio art, makeup, graphic design, props, and just about anything you want. Figure it out.
She can be
Yeah,
whatever
but
you want her to be.
Yeah. So I play Esther Alighieri Walker in this campaign, who is an aberrant mind sorceress. And she is a not quite retired burlesque performer and aunt to 2 of our other characters, so our little tieflings. So, and she is married to one of the guys down here,
Oh, yeah.
Virgil.
Yes.
Also that. I don't know where he is in... This way?
Just point
Other way.
everywhere.
That way?
That way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's my husband.
I don't
Speaking
know
of
if
which,
it's just
Marietta would
Full
be a
stop, that's
good
it.
good candidate
I
for the
see
fourth in the fight.
starting soon again screen. Does anybody else on stream see the starting soon, or is it just me? Because I can also see you guys moving behind it.
I don't see the starting
I don't
soon,
I don't
but-
see that.
I think it's me then. Let me refresh. Because I got to keep it up so I can see as you guys buy my players and me things. So, okay, it was me. It was me. So, yeah, why don't we go to... I guess let's go to Virgil because you said spouse. So,
Yeah, true. Whatever.
Well,
yeah.
We're a package deal.
hmm
All right, I am Steven. I am here because I am on a podcast with Rob, who runs this channel. It's called Bardic Twin Spiration. No idea where we came up with that name, but you should check it out. It's really good. We are going to be dropping new episodes for 2022 now that the summer is approaching, because we've had a little bit of time off for the con season. I have completely forgotten my accent that I used last week. so we're gonna make it up as we go along. But I play the crackpot crackshot Virgil Walker, who is a little bit of a
Ooh.
conspiracy theorist and a ranger, and kind of has it out for the paranormal and the extra planar. So yeah, that's about it. He's
Crackpot
Crackshot.
has smacks of hippie nature druid dad a little bit to me.
It's just not long
Put that
enough
on
yet.
a
I don't have any
t-shirt,
more
man.
things to add onto it. But yeah, he is here to talk to people, be off-putting, and then also shoot stuff.
Correct.
Incredible.
All right. Maura,
I've got my whiskey.
you would
and-
like to introduce yourself?
I'm Ellie D&D. I am playing Maura tonight. I wanted to give a quick shout out to T Fishy, one of my followers who bought me the mic I'm using tonight, got me a Blue Yeti. So if you're in the chat, I love you. Thank you so much. I hope I sound real good. But I'm playing Maura. I am a tiefling paladin who stands at 6 feet tall, and she's a little borderline serial killer. But it's like, listen, I just do what I'm told. So mob enforcer, a little spooky, got some cool weapons, and I'm just happy to be here.
We'll go to Maura's cousin, Delphie.
Oh, me. Hi,
Thank you.
guys. My name's Maddy. Hello, me. I'm playing Delphie. She is a little purple tiefling who is a cleric of trickery. She's really into the concept of karma. She worships this creepy outer planes god guy. It's a great time. Yeah, I'm here for a good time. Let's go.
Yeah. And then Rob. Huxley.
Oh, I thought I was going to be forgotten in revenge for last week.
No, because I pay attention.
No, because she's good at her job.
Which is why I'm glad to have you. Very glad. Hi.
Ooh.
I'm the
Get
D&D
'em.
wannabe. My name is Rob. I'm the one of the people here that is employed by Misty Mountain Gaming, the people who kind of brought us all together. I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm a YouTuber. I am half of a podcast, and I write stuff for D&D on occasion. But today I am just a player with an unlit cigarette named Remington Huxley, a gnome investigator who has whose glory days are behind him, very far behind him.
That's a weird name for your cigarette, Remington Huxley.
Yeah, it's just,
All
you
right.
get attached
And
to
just
things, you know.
quickly, I see I have a DM's accomplice, but also, Ellie, you get a guidance from Dabs.
Thank you, Babs.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's very
I gotta remember all these.
I mark them down on a
Right.
piece of paper because I tend to
Is it-
forget to take them off of my D&D Beyond sheets.
I think I have like 2
Yeah.
inspirations and a guidance, or 2 guidance and an inspiration.
I
something
have-
like that.
I am
Yeah, I have to
sitting
make
on, like,
little things on it in
5
my
or
notes.
6. I'm sitting on like 5 or 6 DM accomplices, and there's only so many I can put to what I
Oh my
originally planned to use them
God.
for.
We're
You're up to
rude.
6 now.
Hence, I am up to 6. Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
You wanna
Um,
watch us
Everything is fine.
die?
It's fine. It's good. It's fine.
It is
Everything's
hot
fine.
in here again. It was hot last week when I was in Rob's studio. I am not going to make it until Eric Bra joins the chat, so we'll just go ahead and get the gag out of the way. There we go.
Hey.
I'm taking this off now.
Hey, thank you, Skip-a-Bobs for the follow. Very, very obliged. Thank you. Oh, and thank you, Dabs, for the gifted sub to Kitsui. Kitsu, you got a sub now,
Ooh.
and we are already 2 towards our 75. We're trucking along, and Kit Kat official. I'm guessing Kit Kat offic. Thank you guys. I mean, that's
Okay.
how I'm reading it.
Have to check my mini event tables. Okay. And we can, if everybody's ready, we can get going.
Yeah.
Again.
Let's
Look
do
at
it.
that. We're only 15 minutes in and we're starting.
Dang.
The Academy record.
Yeah. All
It
right.
can be
well,
done. They said it couldn't.
we're about to go further than no man before. No.
This is what it means to go further beyond.
But yeah, last week, if you caught the session, good on you. If not, here's a little recap. We opened with our party on the road to the Evergreen Borough. There is a nice little festival currently going on titled the Moonlight Festival, which is essentially like a fall harvest festival. They were traveling into the evening hours around dusk when suddenly a fog rolled in. They began hearing weird noises. And from within the fog, a creature attacked. A creature that momentarily took Virgil down before Delphie very skillfully brought him back up. The creature fled before they could really do anything to it, harm it, kill it, any of that kind of stuff. But it left them all shaken up. I hear myself echoing.
I do too.
I heard a little something.
Hello? Who am I? Am I echoey? Damn it, Steven! Okay.
It was me.
F in the chat for
they-
echo.
Shut your
Yeah, I was checking. Yeah, you guys, they were all very shaken up by the experience, especially probably our married couple, as one watched their spouse go down. But they managed to make it the last little bit of distance to the Evergreen Borough just as really the moon was getting into a full rise. It was completely dark out. The fog seemed to have subsided a bit as they kept moving, and they made it into the village and basically stopped at the first tavern and inn they could find, known as the Bottomless Cauldron. There, they met the Tiefling sisters, known as Scarlet and Rosemary, or Rosie for short, who's what I'm dressed as this week because I realized I didn't say what she looked like last week.
Besides a pink cat.
Yeah, a pink cat talks to you now.
I would.
But yeah, they Scarlet quickly noticed party had likely seen the creature that she had been hunting for a couple years now. They did a little bit of delving when it came to Rosie, learned a little bit about her background and why Scarlet is so intent on hunting the creature. You were offered free room and board within the Bottomless Cauldron under the guise that you would help hunt the creature, which is benefit to all of you as you have also been marked by the creature as victims to continue to hunt and find. We ended as everybody was going to sleep. You all had varying dreams, some very pleasant, you know. Delphie had a lovely little sleepover with her god. Maura
Like
had
one
a
does.
He's
not
my
so
guy.
pleasant conversation with her deity, but regardless, wasn't too bad. Things kind of spiraled from there, though, as Huxley had visions of his past. Esther was not really haunted, but so much stuck with the being and entity of her own past. And Virgil just had a straight up nightmare. So that was what happened last week. We're picking up the morning following, and I would like to know everybody's morning routine. However, I would love to start with our lovely little Delphie because I feel she probably wakes up pretty early to cause some mischief.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We gotta get
Wakes
this
up to the
started
ham.
early, y'all.
Yeah. It's still there.
Yeah, so Delphie wakes
Um,
up, Maura's hand is on her face, and she just goes, "Good morning." And she like peels it off and places it down and pats Maura's hand and gets up. And she takes a little time, fix her hair, and put on her outfit for the day. And then she like pats her little holy symbol that's on her collar and just goes, "We're getting it started early today, Ozzy. Don't worry." And she's gonna go downstairs. And because Scarlet and Rosie were so hospitable last night, she has to make sure that they get some favorable karma in return as thank you. So she's going to first she's gonna pull out like a couple gold and just tuck it behind the bar so they'll find it later, like a nice little surprise.
mhm.
And then she's gonna go outside and she's going to just like start loudly talking about how wonderful this tavern is so people passing by hear her. Like she's a Yelp all on her own. And she's just outside like, talking to nobody in particular. I'm having a really good time here at this tavern. Everyone's so nice in there, and the hostesses are just such dolls, really. And she's just like checking to see if anybody's like stopping and noticing and glancing at her. And if nobody's noticed yet, she gets a little louder. Really, they're just so nice in there, and they gave us free room and board. Could you imagine? We're just like these strangers that came into town. And she's like glancing around. And she just does that for a little bit.
I want Delphie to narrate my life.
Yeah. Maddy, roll a d12 for me really quick, please.
Ooh, okay.
And if you get a very low number, let's say between like 1 and 4, re-roll it.
Okay. That's a 10.
So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning as you're doing this. There's plenty of people out at this particular time. There's a couple of people who are stopping to look at you.
Mhm.
There's definitely some children that are like, oh, wow, mommy, look at the purple lady. No one really fully stops to listen to you, but you can definitely see a few people nodding, just kind of
Okay.
respectfully in a way of kind of like, oh, yeah, she's out here. Okay, just keep going kind of thing. One thing you did notice before you came out
Mhm.
was you could hear just a tiny bit of rustling in the downstairs tavern's kitchen. Usually they do just kind of, drinks, all that kind of stuff. But you could hear a little bit of rustling down there, and you could have sworn as you came out that you heard a dog bark. Maura, we will move to you as we're in the same room as Delphie. So
I think like when Delphie takes my hand off, I kind of like grunt and I'm like,
Good
and like
morning.
probably 20 minutes later, I get up, my hair is everywhere. I've been snoring all night because why not? And like that old man groan that people do when they get out of the chair. It's a little bit of that. where
I
she's
know
like,
it well.
and
Yes.
lifts herself up, and goes, all right, Vec, we're gonna get him today. And I go to wherever like the bathroom or a mirror is, and I pull out a switchblade comb because of course she has one.
Yes.
Nice.
And I'm slicking my
Oh,
hair
yeah.
back. Got to make sure that it's all nice and neat. I'm buttoning on my suit and stuff. Got to make sure my suit looks pristine. And I'm like getting my cufflinks on. Checking the weight of my flail. Just got to make sure all my shit is together. I kind of look around. And I'm like, Delphie's already out bothering people. She's a good kid. And so I'm like, I'm just pretty much getting ready, and I'm gonna head down to the bar at the tavern. And if Scarlett and Rosie are up, I'm gonna be like, hey, you got coffee?
you did not see Scarlet. However, as you asked, do you have coffee? You also hear the same, like a few things like the dropping of a pot, things like that from the kitchen. And you assume somebody's probably in there, cooking breakfast or doing something like that. And as you ask out loud, hey, do you have coffee? A little pink corgi comes like strutting out from inside the kitchen.
Yes.
Before raising to like full height that is Rosie. And she's, give me
Good
just
for
a second,
her.
I'll get you some. I made so much coffee for all of you this morning. And she's like pouring you way too large of a glass, probably.
Oh, that's
like
perfect.
a giant mug. Yeah.
That's how I drink coffee in
passes it
real
off.
life.
Nice.
Yeah. And before I continue on, we have two
Not
more
sponsored.
guidances for Maddy and for Crash.
Yay! Oh boy! Thank you.
So all of our ladies have their guidances. So just going in order of as people went to bed. Huxley, what are you doing? You went to sleep in what you could assume was probably Scarlett's office study of sorts, as it was loaded up with her hunting equipment just kind of thrown in a corner.
Yeah, I'm pretty accustomed to falling asleep in a desk or an office chair. It's kind of what I do. That said, I didn't sleep great. Can't remember the last time I slept great. So anyway, I don't want to be hungover this morning. If I ever stop drinking, I'm pretty sure the cumulative hangover would kill me. So I go and
17 years.
I see you, Archer.
thank you. I appreciate it. So, I quickly wake up. I get my hat. I make sure that I didn't leave anything. I quickly prestidigitate any drool from any surfaces that I may have been had my face up against. Check. We'll handle that later. And I will head down in search of coffee and things to add to it to make it more enjoyable.
Yeah, you get down just as Maura is getting her drink of the morning, all of that kind of stuff. You unfortunately miss the corgi, but you both now notice that because the tavern doesn't usually open till about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just because they mostly serve drinks, which means they don't have much of a need to be open early in the morning. I heard a laugh. but you notice that Rosie is in like one of those, as people like to say, like the "I just murdered my husband" vintage robes of like the fluffy collar. It's bright pink. It's like
Yeah.
it's hot pink. And she's dilling
Oh,
out,
I
like
love
putting
her.
food out on the counter, like out on the bar, so that as you guys get up, you can pick up things. She's made a shocking amount of food in the short amount of time that you guys have been down there. And
That's
Huxley, as you
wonderful.
come down, Huxley, as you come down, she pours you a tiny cup of coffee and then sits a very large glass of water in front of you, and it's just, I don't need to tell you how to live your life, but drink all of that and then I'll give you some more coffee. You need water's good for the body. Yeah. And she like
Right,
pushes
now.
it gently towards you. It's like a glass like this big.
Yeah.
I appreciate your concern. I'm used to drinking a little more coffee than this in the mornings. If I could perhaps have a slightly larger cup, and then a little half and half, where half is coffee and half is that green bottle on the third shelf up there.
How about we start with actual half and half, and then maybe later we'll get to the gin. And
Jen.
she's used to like, you can tell very easily that she's used to moderating people as she needs to, like given the nature of her job. She's used to like picking out when like people need to slow down or things like that. She's a good bartender by trade, as she never
given the
lets
nature of her
people
sister.
nature of her sister, but also because she's the primary bartender, she's used to picking out who's maybe had too much for the night and cutting them there. When
Her back is turned, I take what's left in my flask and pour it into the water.
Ooh.
Actually,
Karma's gonna get you for that one.
okay.
You're lucky I didn't
She
see
rolled a
that.
very good perception check. So as she turns her back to you, and like you can kind of see her like whisking pancake batter or something, doing that like little like shake of somebody that's mixing things, and she hears a little bit of like a liquid pouring, and you watch like one ear kind of like turn back to you, but she doesn't do anything.
What a queen.
Yeah.
Maura just kind of like looks at him and is like, "Yeah, all right." Also, when she came out
I
as a
ain't no
corgi,
snitch.
like
Sorry,
literally,
darling, I'll have more to share later.
like
This was
when Rosie came out as a corgi, like Maura was doing her damnedest to just like keep mean mugging and stuff, but it's about the same as I react to Delphie, where it's just like,
Maura would be a dog person.
yeah.
Feels like
That
it.
tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not immune to the corgi fluff butt.
I was just like,
Oh, nobody
No one
is.
is.
Little loaf of bread back there.
And this one's pink. No.
Exactly. Like a little cotton candy butt.
Yeah. I will quickly move to our married couple, which you were sharing a room, so I'm going to let you share this equally as to what you would like to do in the morning. I assume probably Virgil woke up earlier out of a trance, considering the nature of how you woke up. But yes, what are you two up to in the morning?
I'll pitch it to Virgil first, because you probably did wake up before I did.
Okay. Well, and it sounds like I woke up unseasonably early even.
He's been up since 3 a.m. like pinning things to the wall, and you wake
Yeah.
up and he's like,
Oh, I don't have that string again.
Well, no, the first thing that I do every morning is I read the paper, and by the paper I mean the journal that I carry around with me at all times. The one that apparently only I can read, and that's because the pages are mostly blank. So, but because he's not the type to keep a journal, but he is the type to read one. So the first thing that I will do every morning is read my paper. I don't know why I'm imitating a kind of a Huxley sort of thing here, but anyway,
It's just how you sound when you get up in the morning. Everybody sounds
Yeah,
a little
blow the
bit.
cobwebs
Fade into
out.
the
I think
British
it was
later.
a little bit something like this. So I think I would like to read the paper, have a look inside the book, and see if I find anything that that wasn't there before.
You find, just from sheer amount of times you've looked in this book, as you pretty much check it daily, it sounds like, even though the pages are blank, without you even being able to see what was written on them, you are able to open exactly to where you need to, just out of pure knowledge of this many pages usually are filled up kind of thing.
Yes.
But of course, you can see past things written in there. It's very odd that you've noticed in the time you've had this journal that it documents everything. You would expect it would be filled up by now, but it seems like it doesn't. Almost like if it's not brand new, it knows what to pull up for you towards the beginning of the book for you to see. And you do find the information on your dream last night. You find the same things that Genevieve had yelled at you. Things, honestly, for that dream don't seem very different from others you've had in the past. It was a pretty common dream that you have. Yeah. There's nothing too uncommon written in the book that you can find for last night.
Just
You
another
do check
day.
your wrist. You do still see those 3 marks on your wrist. They look a tad bit more faded than they did last night, as they were pretty fresh, but you still have them there.
Just another day where it's not my time, it seems. But I wish that I had this sort of reassurance in advance, rather than at the end of the day knowing that it wasn't my time earlier the same day. Perhaps maybe getting that for the next day would be a welcome reassurance. But very well. Once I have reviewed the previous evening streams, and just I have a go through the rest of it, just to make sure that it's like the Bible. Sometimes it's the same words, but you get some new meaning from it or something. So I'll have another go through it as I wait for my wife to awaken.
This voice you're doing this week, just to cut in really quickly, I picture on like an old school British gentleman in the morning with tea just going like, yes.
My goal is to just take like 20% longer to say something than I need to.
Yep.
Oh, we have the same goal.
That's exactly how it felt playing Dom.
I
was like,
I
this
don't
is
know
going to
if,
take 20
I
seconds
don't know
for
if
me to
it's
get
quite
out.
All right. Well, our lovely Esther.
Well, I would probably wake up about, I don't know, 9:30, 10. I take a bit to sleep in, had a bit of a rough night.
early for a movie star.
Right?
But I would start by putting my dress back on, all of my jewels, my wedding ring, and doing a little bit of eye makeup and lipstick. 'Cause you can't leave without it. And then probably look over to my husband, who's up far earlier than I am.
Just watching the show. Just like I do every morning. It never gets old.
Aw.
I don't want to miss
I know.
my stories.
That is an elf.
I know you said that, Stephen, and you weren't here yesterday, but when we had our session 0 and you said just watching the show, I was thinking of the 2 raccoons fighting in the backyard. Anyway.
What did I miss on your session 0 for the
lot.
next
I
one?
can't explain it.
A lot.
Dude, you also watch the raccoon?
These raccoons, man, they get around.
Good morning, darling. Did you rest well?
Did. You didn't look like you did, though. Something new in there?
Oh no, just the usual. I just go back to sleep at this point. It's, well, sleep. It's just a matter of course by this point. I take a little sip of my coffee and think, these things didn't go away. I guess I didn't expect they would.
No. So I guess Rosie was at least right about that.
I suppose it's just another day of business then. I'm sorry that our vacation seems to have been somewhat delayed.
Well, I mean, if anything, at least you get some knowledge out of it.
Oh, yes.
Surely we'll come out of this all right.
Yeah.
And then you can write all about it later.
Yeah, so, usually I find these things a little bit more fun, but last night was a little jarring. Perhaps I'm getting too old for this.
No, sweetheart. And she'll take your chin in her hands and kiss your forehead. Definitely get lipstick on it. Say, you better not be getting old on me because then that means I'm getting old.
Oh, well. Couldn't have that, could we? Yeah.
No, we're not retiring anytime soon, baby.
He'll pop up and do a couple of little stretches and things like, yeah, just gotta limber back up. And see what this day has in store for us then, shall we? Let's go and collect the young ones and Huxley. But he's a young one for me, but not for you.
Probably talk to Scarlet and Rosie again, see where we should head.
Quite. Well, after you, my dear, and I'll get the door for you.
And she'll waltz through more like.
Yeah.
And all the furs.
Love them so much. Oh my god.
I think you saw Maddy, but you have another guidance from Irish.
Oh, hell
nice.
yeah.
And
I
I have
so
2 more
guided.
accomplices.
Safe. 2?
wow.
We're up to like 8
Guys,
or 9
cut it
now.
out.
I'm keeping track. That's 8 on the accomplices.
Please, dear
Yeah.
God.
We're gonna need all
I
these
will-
guidances and inspiration. Like,
If you
Yeah.
have given me a DM's inspiration, especially in this session, towards the break, because half of them I was trying to keep secret as I was using them for things, but some things I will go ahead and just give you little heads up so that the people know what they've bought.
Okay.
So it's a as
We're
Ellie
not-
has
we're
called
not
it, a
metagamers.
long shot. I don't
Do you need
care
a
if we know a
sleeve?
little
Yeah.
bit. Everybody leave. No, no. Towards the time for break,
Plug my-
we'll go over that stuff. But
I do it, but it'd break the chat.
or actually, I could probably put him in the chat, and you guys might not see him. Ellie, you get an inspiration. I just got
Oh
another
my
DM
God.
accomplished.
Yep.
Why? You guys are trying to kill
Y'all.
us.
Listen,
You know we
I
can
didn't
literally
have plans
die
on
at the
living.
end of this, right?
Look, she can kill Rob without your help. Just stop.
She
mean,
can kill
I made
me
you
without
guys-
any help.
I made
I've
you
been
guys
horny
high
to
enough
die on
level
Wednesday
that if
nights,
Maddy
but
took-
Mondays.
Mora's
And
not
they-
scared, but I am.
Yeah.
Maddy, if I made you all high enough that if your cleric Maddy took Revivify, things might go a little better.
I do have Revivify ready to go.
But
I'll try to do my
regardless-
job.
Yeah, regardless, we'll see what happens.
She takes this very seriously. Like even in
This
the
is the
even in the
first
chat.
time-
Oh my
like
god.
yeah.
A cleric stuff, like, let's go. I'm ready.
Yes.
This is a sport for me.
Never seen someone like so happy to be the healer. I love
I
it.
love being the healer.
We talked
Invite
so
me to
long
all the
ago
games.
about
I'll-
how you
Kinda
wanted to
rewarding
be
in
a
a weird
healer,
way.
and you have
Yeah.
been a healer in like most of what we've even talked about playing.
That's
You were for
great, though.
reals.
I love it.
We got a
I
new
literally
healer
have
coming
played
up
like
soon, too.
10 clerics in my years of D&D.
We got a new Maddy cleric coming up in a couple of weeks.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm excited for
Very
her.
different for a cleric.
My
I'm
very
good at-
first non-tank. I'm like,
Yep.
Hey, if we all die, you get her sooner. So keep buying those
That's
DM's
true.
accomplices.
I mean, I
That's
guess
There you
so.
go.
That's true. I'll go ahead and give you one little thing because it doesn't spoil much of anything. For the last person who bought me a DM's accomplice, because I think some of them are the same people. I think it was Existential Nerd. One of the things I rolled on my mini table charty thingy is the creature now has a D10 damage die instead of a D6.
Nice.
no.
It's a substantial
Okay.
upgrade.
I'm a widow Sweat.
Okay.
But
Okay,
it's not Ty's fault.
You can still roll the
It's
1
the
through 6
it's
on
the
it.
nerd's fault.
So that's I'll give you a little. That's to give you an idea of what these accomplices are going towards. Is right now I can't tell you everything, but you're gonna learn as things keep happening where they've gone to.
Oh.
Gonna learn today.
Yeah. So
Golly.
anyway, our lovely married couple, to get us back on track of not talking about killing you all.
Yeah.
Back on track of doing it instead of just talking about it.
Yeah, we got to get back. It's all about the doing, guys. Everybody talks a big game. No, I'm kidding.
business.
Yeah, you guys happen to notice as you're getting up, go looking for the little ones, as you put it. You go looking for the 2 girls, as well as, guess you could call Huxley little one in that he's a gnome, but I will respectfully call him the adult that he is.
That's what we're gonna do from now on. They're the little ones.
Yes.
I'm 6
but-
foot tall. I'm the tallest right
yeah,
here.
Mora's the tallest one of our party.
That is true.
You notice though that you don't really find any of them. It seems like they've actually already gone downstairs, probably. You can hear a faint little bit, not so much yelling, but just a loud, familiar voice coming from outside. You very quickly piece together, oh, that's just Delphie out there just doing her thing. She's having a great morning kind of thing. You go downstairs to find Maura and Huxley already back down at the bar with food, drinks, and you also notice very clearly that every time Rosie comes walking back around, that glass of water keeps getting shoved closer and closer as she keeps making laps.
I love her.
That's the cat in her. She's trying to push it off of the counter.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
well,
you
look at all
use this up?
this. Oh my goodness, Rosie, did you make all of this?
I make breakfast every morning, not usually for this many people, but you all had a really rough night. I just thought you could use some pancakes. Speaking of which, I'll be right back. And you guys watch her like shrink back into her little corgi and go strutting outside to bark at Delphie. And like, get in here, there's food.
Soup's on.
Yeah.
You guys just hear from like the cracked open door. Delphie's like, "Yeah, this place is just. Oh, hi. Oh, all right." And then you hear a little click clack of her boots, and she comes back in.
Yep.
Good morning.
You hear that
Esther look
little...
at Virgil after seeing Corgi Rosie go out
Mhm.
and just go,
Oh, it makes me want a dog so bad.
Oh.
I look at her furs. No, she probably means a live one. Yes.
Cruella de Vil.
Cruella de Vil's lost career as a burlesque dancer that no one wanted to see.
Lost. Have you seen the old movies? She can get it.
Cruella de Vil has like the figure of Yzma, if I remember correctly.
And she
Maybe I
can
remember
get
that wrong.
it.
And she can get it. You know who else got it? Yzma.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Listen.
In the words
Listen.
of Kronk. Oh!
In the words of Kronk, by all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna
Perhaps if you
lean
like,
on.
we could look at getting one. Probably not this one. It most likely won't be pink.
Of course not. That's Rosie.
And I'm thinking, I wonder how much pink
That's a
furs would go
human.
for. No.
I'm gonna
I
lean
suppress
over
the Cruella de Vil urges.
to Esther and be like, "Well, you know, we got Rufus back home, and you, of course, remember Rufus, our like ridiculously large, like Great Dane Mastiff-ish type blink dog. It's like,
Rufus!
I'm like, he cute. He a little drooly, but like, he
Well,
cuddle.
of course he's cute. I'm just talking about, like a little one to keep under my arm.
Well, if you
She
just
carries
pushed his
her
head,
around.
In the bag.
Of course.
She wants
Of
to know that
course.
she doesn't have to polymorph to get it to fit into her purse.
that's fair.
Although I do love Rufus. I miss that boy.
That's a good boy. He done many a job with me.
You watch Delphie come back in, her little heels clacking, followed by like the little short steps of a corgi, like with the claws, like as it's coming along back with you.
And everyone.
Hey, Delphie, you hungry?
Oh yeah. And she pulls
She
on
got a
up
good
next to
spread.
his table. There's pancakes? I haven't had pancakes in a long time.
Hey, you got decaf for this one?
As you ask, the dog kind of goes, and like goes back into the kitchen, only to come back a few minutes later as Rosie again and puts down decaf as well as a thing basically like a cup of tea if that's what you would prefer.
Oh, thank you. And she looks for like a sugar bowl. And
So
she
there's definitely
dumps
a
like
sugar bowl. Yeah.
half of it into the coffee and the other half into the tea. And takes 2 spoons and starts stirring them both.
Of course, she's gonna have both of them.
I want to pull out, like, Maura probably always keeps, like, some form of candy for Delphie because, like, that's my girl. So I'll pull out, like, a little, like, butterscotch and just drop it in her coffee and be like,
You
"Screw that
always
in."
know what I like.
I gotcha. I got that, like, old lady bag of, like, with the strawberries that, like, I don't think you can buy them. I think they manifest.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, I've
it was a
never in my
Werther's
life seen a
original.
bag of them anywhere for purchase.
Oh no.
Oh, they're so good.
They
Yeah, Esther is
But-
putting like probably to the boys an obscene amount of sugar in her coffee. But
Yes, Maura drinks it black. I don't think anyone's surprised.
yeah.
I like do like sneak in like one Werther's original into mine, but I'm trying to make sure no one sees because I'm not soft like that.
Dude, that's the way to be though.
You
Also,
got
butter
the
in coffee?
Werthers from Virgil,
Oh
right?
my god.
Yeah, I was saying I've like snuck a Werther's from Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil's uncle who has the candy. Not Esther for some reason.
It's been in his
Something.
pocket
It's
for
'cause
3 months.
I was about to say, it's because Esther doesn't have pockets in the outfit.
Nope.
Virgil
Nope.
is the pockets.
Yeah, you all have your coffee. Eventually Rosie starts handing a few more things over to Huxley as the water, slowly as it may be, starts to go down.
I really appreciate it. Very kind. Thank you.
Make sure you hydrate, little man. Everybody needs water in the body.
Yeah, well, you see, that's one of the advantages of being the size that I am. I need so much less water than the big folks do.
Uh-huh.
By that logic, that means you also need far less of the other things you enjoy.
You see, I've also
need
made
and
this point
want
with
is
it,
very
it just
different
doesn't.
things.
Get his ass.
Well, is anything else any of you need? And like you can see, like there's pancakes, there's like bacon, there's eggs, like there's a bunch of different things out that you can pick from. And she's kind of like putting far too much on certain plates, like especially as she's making Delphie, she's like putting like a big stack of pancakes on there. And as she leans over, she like is like putting some hair behind your hair, much like a mother would. Yeah. I don't really know what Scarlett's up to. She's been like on the phone for hours this morning, but she'll be down eventually. I'm not sure really what you guys have planned for the day. But maybe she'll have something for you, and if not, there's always, the carnival and the fair and all that kind of stuff that you can go see.
Oh, we gotta stop there for
Open
sure.
funnel cake, right?
Listen, sweetheart, if you can't go buy a funnel cake, I'll just make you one. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be
Volcano
our best
to
friend
name
for
us
that
those
one.
goes.
Nice. You're just so nice.
I think Maura's plate is just like any meat products they had, like just a pile of sausages and like a fried egg.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
All the
carb load don't
protein.
work for me. That's all protein.
Nothing but protein, but yeah.
Crunchy. I'm like scarfing those down. I'm like, so. Do we think that thing only comes out at night, or should we be looking for it during the day?
My sister would be much better to ask about that because I try to just forget that it exists.
I do apologize. I shouldn't have brought that up in front of you. That's my
Oh,
bad.
no, it's fine. It's after you too. I mean, it's not like I'm bothered by it. I don't know many things about it. You know, she doesn't really let me go out with her for to hunt it, and I don't really want to. So, and like as she's saying this, you can hear a very loud clacking coming down the stairs. And Scarlet emerges fully dressed, hair done, face fully on. She's in a red hunting coat, which you guys have seen in the art that I sent you guys. But she stops at the bottom and eyes all of you. And for how much you saw her drink last night, she seems completely fine. She seems like nothing is bothering her in the slightest. Yeah. And she eyes all of you with an eyebrow raised and just
give her that cool guy nod.
She pauses on you for a second, Maura, with a look of just kind of right. Kind of one of those looks. Just appears our beastie was hungry after it was done with all of you last night. Been on with the coroner this morning. Fresh body, ripped to pieces.
Okay.
When you're all done eating, we have to go to the morgue. Apparently there's something we should see.
I was gonna ask, this thing, does it come out during the day or is it only at night?
I've tried to find it in the day. That doesn't mean it doesn't come out. I just haven't really been able to see it. It seems to like to hide the shadows.
Understood.
Did it attack from inside the forest, or was it spotted in town?
That I'm not really sure, considering they found the body in town. That doesn't mean it wasn't killed outside and dragged back in here, so... Apparently they found half a torso on one side of the fountain in the town square, and the other half on the other side of the fountain.
So it did not consume the person that it killed.
Was so played with it.
Probably consumed part of it, I'd assume. Maybe not the whole thing. Maybe it started getting caught. Who knows? All I know is that my inn in the coroner's has said there's some things that I might like to see. And as you are now under my hire, I should probably take you with me.
We should probably look into whether or not it had a nibble there. If it gets some sort of talent or power from anything that it eats, then we should know what it's been dining on, or if it's been dining on anything.
Perhaps
it's probably safe to assume it probably did eat part of him.
Perhaps the victim didn't have anything to offer it. On the other hand, perhaps it only targets those who do have something to offer it.
I think Maura's gonna down her coffee and be like, all right.
Been to a morgue before.
Yes. not quite a carnival, but a shiny. Make it like it.
It's a terrible board. It's just a bunch of stiffs there.
I get
How dare you get me with that
one? Not bad.
Delphie double fists her coffee and tea with it's all the sugar has not dissolved yet, and she just pops each one and is like, all right, I'm ready when you are.
Oh boy.
Hey, you're getting better at that.
Rosie watched you down one and turned and was kind of give me a sec. And she turns back around as you're finishing the second one with a straw and is like, but you didn't really need that.
I thought we agreed we weren't going to teach her to shotgun anything.
That's already shotgun and I hadn't taught her yet.
Could I get my flask refilled before we head out of here, just in case we need it later?
We are sharing, so.
It's a funny thing about the sharing is it only ever goes one way.
Delphie leans over to Rosie and goes, I'll make sure that he paces himself. Don't worry.
Rosie's gonna just kind of up your little purple face. Just, what is the cutest little thing? What? Sometimes I wish I had a sister just as cute as you. And she glances over at Scarlet and kind of look.
She sees Delphie try to do math in her head that's like,
Oh, it's like
she
that
was
meme.
just so nice to me, but then she made that comment. Well, how does this balance out? Hold on. And she's just like,
Maybe it balances itself out. Yeah.
thank you.
Hey, I think your sister's pretty cute, so like,
Yeah.
I mean, we can get going.
As she pulls her hands back, she's druid crafted a tiny little white flower that's sitting behind your ear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's all balanced out in her mind now.
There it is.
Walker is going to lean over to Esther and say, I think I'm not very perceptive for these things, but I think I'm picking up on some sort of connection betwixt Maura and that pale tiefling girl.
Scarlet?
Yes, yeah. You would think that the one who was closer to Red would be named Scarlet, but I think I'm getting it figured out.
Look, it's not my business. I'm not about to force my nieces into any kind of romances. All I know is that Maura and Delphie always have good taste.
Yes, I thought that was the aunt's job to insert themselves into their niece's personal business.
Well, I'm
I
no
was just-
ordinary aunt, am I?
Well, no, of course you aren't, dear. I was just wondering if I was making sure that I was holding up my end of the bargain.
Look,
Should I
just
give her a
let 'em do
word
their
list?
thing. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll pop it in my mouth.
I know there's
God.
always there's always the old man, like in the back of the church with the Werthers or something like that, and then like with like the little breath mints or something, like just going around and passing them out. It's like maybe I should give them both a breath mint. Would that I don't know.
If you do try to hand Scarlet a breath mint, she's gonna like stare at it, then stare at you, and then just walk away.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
As I think Maura is like straightening her suit and kind of getting up, getting ready to get going. I was gonna say that's everyone like able to finish their breakfast and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Alright. I think we should probably get on going.
something, but I'm
Oh,
good.
I'm sure we could get you like a little to-go box and something. You can eat it on the road.
Yes, please.
Give me just a sec. Do you want like pancakes or do you want like a bagel or like?
Oh, maybe just like one pancake and a muffin or something.
And you watch her like take a plate that's clearly not for like to go, but like it's a plate regardless. And she like puts one pancake on there and then gently balances the muffin on top of it, a blueberry muffin. It's just like, you take that. Don't worry about the plate.
Thank you.
Maura's gonna slide her like suspiciously too much gold. And like be like, don't worry about where I got it.
She doesn't seem phased at all. She works in a bar. She's like,
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, as you all get your food, anything that you wish to take with you, Charlotte walks you out into the day, and how it had been the night before of, cloudy, a little dreary, especially as the fog rolled in. Pretty clear morning. It's a little late in the day to hear birds chirping, but regardless, it's pretty busy out, and at this point you can see you're not far from the town square. You're far enough that you would need to walk to see it, but you can already see several different booths and things like that that are being set up in like high traffic areas because it is festival week. And today actually is the first day of the festival. It goes for 5 days. So, yeah, as you're walking, you have about a 15-minute walk to get to the corner, which is on the other side of town, close to basically like this wall that surrounds the village has a couple different entrances, and this one happens to be at the far end towards another entrance. They seem to have located it there purely because of the forest being a thing that people worry about. But yeah, you make it there the whole time. Oh, Esther, you got an inspiration, and I think I saw that Ellie also has a guidance. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Keep your track of that.
Nice.
Oh, and Steven, you have a guidance as well.
Oh,
So
Hell
generous
yeah.
tonight.
nice.
Oh, trying to keep track of these as people send them in. So
Thank you, Sprinkle.
yeah. But yeah, as you're walking, Scarlet's boots are clacking on the cobblestone streets. You're noticing it's actually a very well-kept little village as you're walking. Nothing really seems run down or disuse or things like that. Like, it's actually a very pleasant little village. It's just a weird juxtaposition given what you encountered last night and how this apparently seems to be a common thing. Like that weird flip of like dangerous monster, horrible fog mixed with cute village is just a weird combination in your
Very
mind.
midsummer.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but they do murder.
You're walking by
They do a lot.
Maura, it catches your eye that there's a circus tent a little off of the main town square. Kind of sparks a few memories in your mind, but you don't really have time to think about that right now as you keep walking. You eventually make it to the morgue, the coroners, all of that, and you come in, and the front of it is essentially set up much like, think of like a little vintage police station, you know, like there's one cop sitting behind the counter. You don't really see anybody else. Yeah, you don't really see anybody else, and the cop sitting behind the counter is a probably like late 30s, early 40s gentleman, human with a big handlebar mustache. She's in his uniform. It looks very pristine, all that kind of stuff, but like very classic cop of like has a donut in one hand and a coffee here and just Hey Scarlett! Yeah. Are you here for the body that I called you about? He looks
Maura
at
is
the donut.
visibly uncomfortable being in
He
here.
looks at the donut and it's just kind of like, and like sits it on a napkin on the counter and it's like, I'll come back to that. Scarlett doesn't seem to pay him any mind as she just kind of nods and starts walking already in the direction of cold room. And he quickly like runs after her doing like a kind of awkward little run. It's just like, hold on, little lady, hold on. All you, if you're going in there, you need to like gloves, because like if we find your prints on any of that, just it'll be bad. That's all I gotta say. Just gloves, and he starts like passing out rubber gloves to everybody to put on.
I think Maura's gonna be like, "Don't worry about my prints."
No,
I've got my own.
He's not.
Thank you.
He's not caught up on like the vibe that you give off. More just like, but ma'am, if they find your prints on the body, they
won't.
might think that
You
you're
won't.
the what.
Don't worry about it.
I'll just hold
Yeah.
on to.
Yeah, Delphie
Yeah.
Girl
kind
put
of
on a black silk pair of robes.
Delphie adjusts her little blue gloves that match her skirt and her collar, and she's like, "That's one of the reasons I always have these."
At first, he was kind of like, "Oh, those are cute. They match her skirt." And then you watch, like, as you say that, he's kind of like, "This child's dealt with dead bodies before," like that sort of look.
Yeah, she's just smiling. Blank
But-
stare smiling.
Yeah, is this like little awkward exchange with this cop who clearly does not know how to handle the majority of you, doesn't even really know how to handle Scarlett. He unlocks the door and opens it in, and just like before he even lets you in, he's just like, "Now bear in mind, guys, like I'm not really supposed to let people in there, but like, you know, I owe Scarlett a favor, so like just be mindful of the evidence, okay? Like just don't worry about all the things. Just it seems like something that." To be honest, I didn't expect she was gonna bring people with her, but like it seems like the kind of thing that she would like to see, and that all you are here, so like we're just anyway.
don't
And he
worry,
like
officer,
pushes
we're
the
here to
door
help.
open. Pushes the door open. You can see a couple of the what are those called? The things for the bodies that like they roll them out on and stuff. The cold chambers. You can see a handful of them are
Gurneys?
labeled, which immediately is that what they're called?
Maybe not specific.
Like the exam tables.
No, like the actual like little cases that you slide the body into.
Oh.
Say,
Oh.
That's not
yeah.
a gurney, no. I know what you're talking about, though.
Ask my
Yeah.
cousin's girlfriend.
My brother has a
Anyway.
mortuary degree.
As we're walking in, Delphie makes sure to like lean over to the officer and like pat his shoulder and go, "We won't tell anyone we were here. Ozolith does not go unnoticed when it comes to kindness like this." And she just continues to walk in.
He like adjusts his hat awkwardly. Yeah, ma'am, will you say Ozolith?
Thank
Do you
you,
mean someone that you like talk to, or like
Huxley
It's so
reaches up
unsettling
and-
every time.
Huxley takes some of the gloves from him and puts them on in a practiced manner and says, "Don't you worry. I'm part of the constabulary. I'll keep an eye on everything. It's all right."
I think when Maura walks
And he
past,
mutters like semi-retired.
Mutters that,
Forcibly.
cuddles in. Yeah, no.
That's, I
They
think,
keep pulling me back in.
I
as
keep
Maura walks
saying one
past
more
the
job.
cop, she just definitely is just kind of like, oh, and like doesn't say anything. Keep walking.
You watch him, and imagine one of the old timey cop outfits, not like a newer one, like one of those that's like buttoned all the way up to the neck
Bobbies.
and like blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Maura, you watch him kind of go, like swallow really hard and like seem very awkward, kind of like, "God, there's two Scarlets now. How do I handle this?"
Oh god.
But yeah, he leads you in there, and by the time you all get in there, Scarlet's already looking around at everything. There's a table off to the corner that seems laid out with various things in little plastic evidence bags. And he first points to the table and is like, "This is all the things the guy had on him. I mean, if you want to see the body, I can pull it out. I mean, I don't want to like, force the ladies or anybody to look at it. It's pretty nasty, but if you want to see it."
It's all right. It's all
Very
in the
much
name
like
of
a child, just like,
investigation.
"You want to see something gross? I'll tell you something gross."
It sucks. You want to check it out?
Yeah.
It's
Insert
all in the name of
photo.
investigation, officer. We don't really
Insert
don't mind.
photo of the monster I sent you guys. Like, you'd like to see a photo of what the monster is supposed to look like. I have it on my Twitter. So
And Walker, you just got an inspiration, by the way.
I think I also saw
Ooh.
a second ago. Yeah, Dabs gave Rob an inspiration as
I
well.
got that.
Nice.
Thank you, by the
Yeah.
way, to Jackal, BC Sully, Minith Gilgalad, and Smoke and Shield Games for the follows. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for joining the fun.
Chad
Thank
has been so
you.
generous. Azalith will notice that as well and paid in kind.
Maddie, I am so waiting for us to meet anyone in this game whose first name starts with a J, so that you can address them properly in that voice.
Today.
Joke's on you. She's gonna make it a girl.
That would just be me.
Mrs. J.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mrs. J.
Just crash. Yeah.
You can call me that.
Careful,
But
if
yeah,
you're
this
too nice
is-
to us, Maura's gonna know about it, and like I gotta keep the balance in my own way. So
Yes,
Do
if you
all-
would please do show us what you have. Nothing is not useful. Everything is significant.
Delphie leans
Just-
over to
just know
Maura
that
and
I
goes,
warned you.
I might close my eyes.
oh, hey, honey, you need to stand behind me. I got you. Like just a
Probably
little
the
bit.
nose too, if you like. It's kind of...
Yeah. Does Huxley carry Vicks?
No, sadly,
Virgil.
I do not. It would probably have many health benefits if I did, but I.
I think because I have like my bag of candy for her, I pull out a peppermint and I'm like, hold this under your nose.
She goes,
Just,
Just sit like a D4.
See if I
We've
can
come
get a
full
deeper to stick
circle.
there.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this
It kind of
cop at this point is trying his best to ignore how weird this crew is that Scarlet has brought in with her. And she is not explaining a single word to this poor man. So
You don't need to
yeah,
know.
it's a very cold room. It's all like mildly off-white tile in the sense that like it's just very uncomfortable in here, especially for the knowledge of what is housed in here. You don't see any blood anywhere, anything like that. Like it's actually a very clean room for the nature of what it needs to be used for. But there are several tags on these various little drawers, and he goes over to one at like middle bottom row. It's just like, now just again, I'm warning you, just you'll see for yourself. And he pulls it out.
I'm gonna
and at
put
first-
Delphie a little further behind me while he
At
opens
first,
it.
at first, like from about here up, about like chest up, body looks pretty normal. Just really pale as it's being like unearthed from this. And usually they do put them the other way around, but like feet first. But as he's pulling this further and further, you begin to realize it doesn't really quite there's a reason that this particular body could not go feet first. And as it's coming out, it's all different pieces just laid about on this tray. Like from here down, you can see like the bottom half has been severed and ripped off. Various organs are laying about. Like one leg is there. Chunks of the torso and the hips are missing. There's only one arm. Like, it's pretty rough. And just seeing that there's not even everything there, you kind of gather that, yeah, something probably was eaten here. And he pulls it out and then kind of like pulls out a little handkerchief himself and just kind of goes like, enjoy, yeah.
Virgil,
Like-
are you seeing this?
Yes, of course. I'm right here.
Excellent. Could you describe it to me? Because it's an unknown.
He's full on the table.
Sorry. Would you like me to describe it to you, or shall I find you a box?
Actually, either would be great. No, that's
Okay,
very
I'll
good.
find you a box.
I enjoy the
If you
reference
guys are-
there as well.
If you
Thank
guys
for
are
that.
saying this,
Right. Yes.
if you guys are saying this, Scarlet, you hear her just kind of go, and like she kicks over a stool towards you, Huxley.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You said there was a table that had all of this man's previous belongings?
Yes. Just not in the guy's character, but yeah, there's a table off to the side that is filled with, you can see like a bloodied coat that has been torn off, some other bits of clothing that are just completely ruined. If you would like to investigate the table, obviously I can tell you all the things that are on there, but yeah, it's all of the guy's belongings. And there's also a report there explaining who he was, as he was somebody known in the community. So
While I pick up that paper, I'd like to daintily reach down my dress and pull out a long silver wand with a glass bulb on the end. And I'd like to start kind of waving it over the table. And I would like to use my wand of magic detection and see if anything sticks.
okay.
When Walker
Um,
sees you pulling
An
out
item.
this enormous item out of your cleavage, something sticks out, I'm sure.
My God.
Tomato.
Did you mispronounce
Tomato.
Huxley?
I'm done.
No.
No, I meant you. I'm at work.
And
Huxley's
use a
busy
DM's
climbing on the
accomplice,
stool.
A lightning
Exactly.
bolt hits Huxley. No, I'm kidding.
I deserve
Thank you for
nothing
assu-
less.
Thank you for not assuming that Walker has erectile dysfunction. I mean, he is an elf. He's supposed to get this old.
So to start with the paper as you're reading it, keywords that stand out to you are words like private detective, once on the force, things like that. Like, you basically read that this man was once a pretty high-ranking police officer in the village who, through a couple different things, kind of left the force and became a private detective, but has seemed by the public to have kind of gone off the rockers a bit. And that he talks, you're getting very Virgil senses, honestly, as you read this, because it seems like he's gone a little bit too much into the occult, a little too much into the thought of like, oh, all the things that bump in the night have to be monsters, like, but like as you're reading through this, you very well pick up on very common threads that you seem accustomed to with your own husband. Victim in question is a human male. He has blonde hair, clean shaven, has a couple of streaks of silver running through the sides that seem mostly due to stress more than they do age. And as you're waving your wand across the table, you pick up one thing, which appears to be a healing potion, packed into a little evidence bag, and the other that doesn't give you strong magical senses, like a strong presence of like this does magic, but just something that gives you a vibe that there's things related to the magic and stuff like that in it, is a leather-bound, rough-looking journal that is also tucked away into an evidence bag.
Pull my glove up a little bit and I'll open the bag and take out the journal. And I'll just see what's on the first page if I open it.
As you open the first page, you're greeted, and as you're looking at the cover too, you notice there's like splatters of blood across it that you assume probably happened during the attack. And the first couple of pages are pretty sticky with the stuff. But as you're going a little further in, you happen to notice it's very much like a journal your husband probably keeps, not the one that doesn't ever have any writing for you to see, but more just like a note journal that seemed to have very standard, like occult things. But as you keep reading through, you begin to notice all of the information is tailored around a singular creature. Sounds very familiar. Seems to have all the information this individual has ever gathered in small little snippets of things. Just like you read one that says like, I began to question if I should even call this a beast. It seems far too intelligent to garner such a name despite its monstrous nature. And like, it has several pages. Like most of this book is information filled up about this creature. And as you're reading through, you do notice new information. It takes you a while to read through as it's pretty thick, but you just happen to begin to notice there's a little bit of new stuff here and there. But to read through the whole book, you would probably have to take it with you.
Virgil, baby?
I'm sorry. Yes, I was like poking around at the cadaver with like a pen or something, you know. Just
Turn around and he's got a magnifying glass and
Delphie is actually
Him on the
leaned
case.
in with him, and she's like, "Oh, crap."
You're
you know what I'll
the
do?
guy
He'll be
section
like-
who's just kind
he'll
of
be
like,
poking
Virgil, is
around
there-
the insides of the guy, and then
Virgil, as you're looking, and anybody else
Yes!
who is looking,
Put a pen into
lose
it.
lose the pen inside it.
yeah, it's gone forever.
oh no.
Yes, darling.
Any of you who have been looking closely at the body, I will let you make an investigation check just to see what you find.
Ooh.
This doesn't go great for me.
I get a +0 to investigate.
Yeah.
Investigation, you say? Wow.
It's a 13.
Jolly old try.
So
I got
bad.
17.
Hey!
I got a
High
Yeah.
rolling.
25.
Ocelot, you in there?
Hey, Ozzy.
16.
16? All right. Maura, you don't notice too many things aside from what I had already explained. I think you're probably more concerned with keeping Delphie from seeing too much. Probably.
You being like, you alright? You doing okay?
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Delphie... Am I echoing again? Adam,
Have I got? I may just need to put on some headphones.
Or push.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'll-
guys.
I'll give it a
Carry
sec.
on.
Okay.
I'll give it a second. Well, actually, it doesn't seem to be doing it right now.
Whee.
But yeah, Delphie, you notice parts of the body seem to have been torn off, while others seem to have been bitten. As in, like, severed bits that have, like, chunks just, like, having been ripped out of it by something sharp. Am I still echoing?
A little bit.
I don't know if chat can hear. I don't know if
It'll
our
be
chat
done in
can hear it.
seconds.
Okay, I just don't want to
Just
kill
in
our
case.
chat.
It's
I'll give it a second just to make sure we don't bother chat. Okay. For those of you though who both rolled over 20, or actually no, we only have one over 20 and then we had a 16, right? So 16, 17, you both noticed the same things I was just mentioning, that some parts appear to have been ripped off the body with brute force. Others appear to have been bitten and torn off by sharp teeth. Huxley, the thing that you notice as you're looking closely at this body, now that you're up on your little stool, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Don't fall in.
Every time we talk about your character, I just picture Boss Baby.
I will take it.
No, you happen to notice, mixed with all of the disgustingness, and you have a trained eye, as you were once on the force
It's
yourself.
this
You've
one.
done detective.
That's the trained one.
This specifically, but you have a trained eye. You know how to look for things beyond the surface level brutality of it. And you happen to find embedded in this man's rib cage, like shoved up into his lungs, is one long tooth that looks like it probably came from the creature's mouth.
And
Mm.
also
I
a
will,
pen.
And a pen, yeah, you find a pen.
I will, out of deference to not get contaminate the evidence, I will use Mage Hand to reach in and extricate both items from the cadaver.
Mhm.
And,
Pen comes out first, hovers over to Virgil. But yeah, no. But yeah, you pluck the tooth out, and even with Mage Hand, you can gather it's pretty stuck in there. Like it's really, really jammed into the bone. It's probably why it came out of the mouth to begin with. But you eventually get it out, and it's long. It's a couple inches long, very sharp, pointy. Weirdly enough, does not look like it was broken off into the body, but rather that the whole thing came out in one piece.
I will kind of turn it over. I'm imagining it doesn't resemble any other type of creature or thing that I could really compare it to. It's quite unique.
Yeah.
Like saber-toothed tiger.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just long, pointy, and round. Like you would expect a giant fang to look like, but from the previous night that's all of the creature's teeth. So
I
Don't know that.
wave my mage hand over towards Delphie and say, "Here you go, darling. A little souvenir. We'll want to look at that later, so you keep it very safe, okay? Would you, precious?"
Oh, promise, I'll keep it safe. He's just like checking it out.
I'm gonna give the floor back to Esther real quick because Esther was trying to ask Virgil stuff.
Oh, yeah. Baby doll. This is getting some, not quite magic, but a little bit, well, you know the energy. Seems like something that maybe you could look over?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, let me have a look at that. So,
Careful, it's a little messy.
all right. I would have taken advantage of those gloves, not having a way to circumvent them, and such as the mage hand. And I will have a look at the book. She said that it was not particularly magical. What would I do to see if I can ascertain additional information from it?
I will let you pick because we talked about this. I will let you pick between a religion or an arcana check. If you would like to do just a general flip through, you can do investigation. But if you were trying to do something very specific with it, it would be one of the other two. Again, if you're wanting to do a general look, we can just do investigation. Okay,
I would like to look. I don't know. I would like to do an Arcana roll, I guess, because I'm better at that. But I want to look to see if there's anything that I can get that might be useful about the creature, or anything I can. I don't know. Maybe I come upon something else while I'm looking for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use, since people were generous enough to give me guidance and inspiration, I'm going to do both.
If you want to hang on to the inspiration, Huxley can help you with the Arcana check. He's good at that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, hanging on to inspiration, still using guidance. Shoot.
Oh no. Did you forget to bring dice?
I have dice.
Well, last time I did D&D Beyond, because I was at Rob's studio.
Which is odd, because I had dice at the studio.
So I'm still using D&D Beyond, but I can't. Oh, I can just roll a D. Here's how you do a D4. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Rolling a D4. That's a 2. And then I need to do an advantaged Arcana check, so we'll just roll twice. Oh, thank goodness that's advantaged. Oh! Okay. 16.
16? Okay. And just quickly, because I'm realizing I didn't tell Esther some of the other things on the table. You didn't pick up other things that were magical on the table, but you saw, some broken weapon bits, like a dagger snapped in half, you found that kind of stuff littered across the table as well. Now for your book,
18 total. Sorry, I forgot to add the guidance. Yeah, so 16 is roll 2 plus 2.
Okay. You're looking through the book, and you do find the pages very quickly that seem to start talking about this creature. As you're reading through this, you feel a presence beside you, and you look to see that Scarlet is looking over your shoulder with a very quizzitive eye. But the one thing that you immediately are able to find, because again, it's a pretty filled book. Like, you probably have this many pages worth to read through to get through all of the information. But one of the first things that you find is the mention of a flower, of the nightshade bloom, which this particular detective has a little passage in there written. Just, the nightshade bloom only ever grows and bloom in the middle of the night on a full moon, making it tragically something that is necessary to hurt the creature, as it is very hard to get a hold of. You gather from that passage alone, there's probably other very useful information in this book, but again, it's thick. You would need to hold on to it for a little bit to get through everything.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the book a little bit. Is it quite large, or like
It's
just
not
a little pocket
huge.
journal thing?
Yeah, I don't have my little drawing journal nearby, but yeah, it's about yay big.
Okay,
And it's
so
leather, it looks beat up. It's got a wrap around it like a belt to hold it shut because it has a bunch of loose papers and floating around in it.
that sounds weirdly like the one that I hang on to. Not the special one, but just like my little
It's
Monster
a
Hunter journal.
conspiracy theorist thing,
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I think before we go, I might want to switcheroo and take I've probably memorized everything in my journal, but I would like to take this one with me instead.
All right, if you would like to do that, make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, this I will also I will do my advantage since I didn't do it a second ago. All right, and I'm gonna roll it twice. Wow, I have great bonuses and crappy rolls. Oh goodness. Okay, well that's a 13.
All right. I'll just say it outright. The cop that you were in there with rolled a 12 on perception. So you're fine.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
So the cop is in the room with us.
Yeah, he's not left.
Alright.
He's not left. He's still in there, basically just keeping an eye to make sure that nothing, that could not incriminate the body, but like really he's trying to make sure that you don't do something that will get yourself in trouble. More than he is trying to make sure that you don't tamper with anything. Like he wants to make sure, because he knows that you did not have a hand in this killing. He's in there just to make sure that you don't do anything that will make an investigator later come across and think, oh, this person, kind of thing. He seems very not confused, but just like uncomfortable with the number of people that have shown up. He was expecting a singular gray tiefling and now has six people in this room. Yeah. But yeah, so, Walker, you're able to switch your journals. There's a moment when you sit it down a little too loud on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You have a panic of like, oh no kind of thing. But as you quickly glance back around, you notice that Scarlet has caught on to what you're doing, and she's kind of standing in front, almost hiding you. And the detective has not seemed to notice. Yeah.
Yeah. My one concern with this is I'm like, your journal is gonna have your fingerprints on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to if I'm able to, I don't want to talk to the fucking copper, but I'm gonna go over and be like, so how long you been in the business? And I want to distract him for 2 minutes so that later I can circle back on some shit.
Okay, yeah. You're able to, primarily for the fact that he is clearly uncomfortable. Not so much in the way that Scarlet was making people uncomfortable in the bar last night, but he just seems very confused that out of all the people that could come talk to him, that it's you doing it.
Yeah.
And you can see that he's kind of he takes off his hat and kind of smooths down his hair a little bit. Not so much in the way of oh, she's flirting, but just kind of in the way of oh, I'm nervous. And he's flattening out his hair and puts his hat back on. I've been on the force, a couple years. Not long. Not
Family
long.
gig?
No, I mean my great grandpappy was on the force, but I never met him.
I'm in a family business too, so this, I know sometimes this runs in the blood.
What do you do? If you don't mind my asking, because you're just so sharply dressed.
Well, just a little bit of trade, a little bit of diplomacy. It's kind of complicated. But we all got, it's hard to run a business. You all got different jobs, so we each take care of different pieces of the business that need to be taken care of. I'm really hoping he doesn't know, but
No, that was a 2. He doesn't know.
Yeah, we're into quilting.
Oh, you see, when you were talking about like different areas and different jobs to get things done, I really didn't understand. But now that you said quilting, oh, that takes so
Oh
much
yeah.
work. You know, I just
Someone gotta take
my
like.
side hobby is doing like the little knitted square things. So
Oh,
I
that's
totally
cool.
understand.
You
Yeah,
do like coasters and shit.
yeah.
That's somebody
I
gotta
got
handle
like a
marketing. Someone's gotta
beautiful
handle
blanket.
production.
Got like a beautiful blanket that I've been working on that's like for the different seasons where like you pick out there's different colors for like the temperature of the day, and then at the end of the year you see he's like really into talking
I
about
think you
craft.
guys realize that this
Arts and
is what a
crafts.
knitting circle normally looks like.
Yeah. So yeah, so
And I'm like, Maura doesn't know shit about quilting, and it's just like
you're stuck talking about this with
My wife
Champion
needs someone
bullshitter.
like this to
40-year-old
talk
man.
to.
that's
Yeah.
I'm on the sales front because I'm really good with people.
Yeah.
And just like the long I'm like, I've never not been able to close a sale.
I mean, I believe it. I believe it, ma'am. You
Yeah.
got a little. Now, don't take this personally, but you got a little bit of like a air that just.
I'm
I
tall.
see why
I know
you're
I'm
good
tall.
at. Yeah. And you do
It's a
stand
little
taller.
intimidating.
You do stand a tiny bit taller than him.
Yeah. It can be intimidating. Not a lot of ladies is this tall, so I think that the intimidation factor is helpful. That's in the sales business. We always say like if you gotta scare to sell, you gotta scare to sell. And I'm just like,
I love that
making this shit
Maddy
up.
is laughing so hard at this specifically.
Yeah.
I'm very amused by
You
this.
say that specifically, and like he kind of goes like, I mean, I heard coppers say that you need some good intimidation. Never really heard salespeople, but like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
like
they're a strange breed of people. So like,
that's it takes all types. Do you sell your little?
oh
the
no,
shit?
I just do it for friends and family.
Oh,
Like
I
I'm
gotcha.
not the best. I'm not the best at it. Like I
That's-
don't need to.
Do you do it at
Someone
work?
told me I should open up an Etsy.
I
But
mean, you
they
got downtime. You old Etsy.
Yeah.
Let's do work on it like here.
Ye
Do you,
old
D&D
like, behind
could
the
be
desk?
called like Elfsea or something.
Elsie. That's
Elsie. No.
because I know you gotta get bored when it's quiet. I know that's a bad word
Oh,
in this
no,
business, but like
I prefer when it's quiet because it means
Yeah.
that people are behaving.
oh, I understand that. Like, but when you get bored, do you start working on it?
Yeah, I
Because
got
if you
it in my
have any,
drawer
I'd
out
love
there.
to see it.
Yeah, I got. Come with me. No, wait.
Come on,
wait.
let's.
Can't leave them in here. I can't leave
That's-
them in
you
here.
know-
But like, I'll show you on the way out. Yeah.
That's I totally understand. I figured I'm like I didn't know. I know the Scarlet, and so I didn't know if she'd be the one to keep an eye. But I understand. You gotta keep an eye on your business. So,
I mean, I could always.
but I'd love to
could
see it on
ask
the way
her.
out.
I could ask her.
Yeah,
but,
I would say
like,
you wanna ask her to keep an eye.
make a persuasion.
Honestly,
check for me,
Delphie,
please.
she's just happy to be here. She don't know what's happening.
Make me a
She's got
make me a
the
persuasion
tooth.
check.
Do you want me to roll persuasion?
Yes.
I got you. Oh, I got.
I was gonna say you should do fine on this.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, +5 on the shit.
Boy.
How's that 21?
Yeah, no. You can tell at first he was a little nervous. He's kind of like,
Oh boy.
I mean, it's been about 10 minutes. They haven't done anything. So he's like, Scarlet, I gotta show this lovely little lady or lovely big lady. There's something in my drawer. I'll be right back. I can trust you. And also, like, I mean, I owe you one. You did save my life that one time. So, like, just keep an eye on all of them. And, like, you can tell, like, you watch her eyebrow raise in this way that's kind of like, excuse me? What have
I'm
you
not kind
done?
of like look at her like. I'm just gonna like give her a nod, like, just say yes. Please, God, just say yes. Say, cool.
Yeah, you two leave the room, and he's still very excitedly talking about knitting and crocheting and all the knitty things as he's taking you back to the desk. And like, you guys hear as they
I want to
close,
like.
hey, I got like a dozen donuts out here. You want one? And, like,
Yeah,
want donuts?
yeah.
And
That's-
Delphie
I do want to like.
Delphie has seen this happen before, where Maura sort of whisks someone away. So she knows to go stand in the doorway and keep watch, and if anyone comes back, she'll give a signal.
Okay.
She's just
That's-
hanging
I
out in
like
the
that-
doorway.
Usually, if Maura whisks someone away, she doesn't come back with them. She's just a little redder. So I do give Delphie a look and be like, he's coming. But while we're out there and like he's showing me his crochet, I want to be like, I do want to let you know my Uncle Virgil over there. He's a little empty-headed sometimes. I did see like he forgot to put his gloves on at first, so I just want to give you the heads up. Like, I don't want anything coming by surprise. So.
If they come across something, I'll just. Man, I won't be the one investigating, but
I
like,
got you.
make me another persuasion check, because you're basically asking like, not for him to lie about evidence, but just like you're saying, like, hey, you let people in here when they weren't supposed to be, but.
Do you want a deception check on that or a persuasion? Because I'm lying to him. He didn't have his gloves off him.
I will let you pick, as you're trying to persuade him, but you are also lying. If you're better on one, I'll let you pick. If you're the same, whichever one.
I didn't even know I was better at deception. Okay.
It always throws you off when there's a skill that takes the same trait, but you're better in one.
That's okay. Well, it was an 8, but I have a +8, so it's a 16.
That'll do it. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't want anything coming back on you.
You say that, and he's kind of like, I'll figure something out. Don't worry, I'll figure something out. I won't let your. I mean, to be fully honest, I did see the crazy hair on your uncle. And
yeah, because he's a little loving the bits. He's not all there.
Just wanted to make sure your uncle's the tall one, right? Not the little guy, because the little guy seems like he's got a handle. Okay,
the little guy's fine.
I understand. I'll figure.
It was the journal.
Don't worry.
Just the heads up. It was the journal.
Okay. Well, to be fully honest, that thing's just covered in all kinds of grime. It's probably okay.
That's fair. I got you. But this crochet, and it's very impressive.
They call this, you gotta do like a purl and then like a knit, and like you're stuck there now. This is what the rest of your time here is gonna be.
As someone who's been to church for years, like
next is gonna be macrame.
The rest of you were left in this room your own.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm like, I've got him out.
Yeah. That's how you know he's a rookie. Did you say he prefers it when it's quiet because that means everyone's behaving? No, that when it's quiet is when the people like Maura are doing the Maura stuff. Anyway, Delphie, darling, if I could, I don't know if this is gonna do anything. I don't suspect that it is particularly magic or useful in any way. But if you would hold that tooth still, I'm gonna cast a spell on it. It's gonna take about 10 minutes. Is that all right?
Okay. Yeah, I'll hold it real good.
And I'll
got those strong arms.
I'll start casting Identify on it while the rest of them get up to whatever.
Okay, and I take it because you said 10 minutes. You're ritually casting it.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll sit with that for just a second. What is everybody else now doing in the room? Everybody else, the other two.
So I lost my audio in my expensive headphones, so that's the thing.
It's okay. I don't hear anything right now. So whatever happened that one moment was weird.
We're talking about quilting.
Well, I'm back on the speakers, so hopefully we'll figure something out.
Okay.
If we get there again, just go push to talk. But I think you're fine right now.
Yeah, I think you're okay.
Huxley, this seems like someone that you might. There are certain parallels. He used to be he was a retired officer himself.
Oh, if this thing has a type, then I am fucked.
Virgil, I assume you've probably been looking a little closer at this journal as you're now in there alone.
Yeah.
One thing you can definitely make out on the bloodstained front page that Esther missed was that this journal says belonging to Han Velsing. No one said anything.
Okay, I haven't run a homebrew campaign, but I've been making like the campaign Bible for like a year or two. It has so many of those names.
Lord.
It's like at the end of the Rimehold ritual, how I told y'all this whole time I had planned out my servants' names, and one of them was oh shoot, I can't remember. It was It was a Jean Valjean joke. I can't remember what it was though now. Shoot.
I was like Palfred Anysworth.
Bon Jalvon.
Oh no, yeah, that's what it was. It was
Bon Jovi.
Sean
John Bon
Falchon
Jovi.
or something like that. Anyway, just little jokes for me. I love those.
Anyway, I'll let you guys get back to your
okay,
RP.
so-
I just wanted to throw that out there for you.
So I've got Hans's journal, and I tuck it away so that we can continue on. I was like, well, let's discuss the things that were in here once we get outside. Has everyone had a look around at everything that they need? Scarlet, Esther, Huxley.
So?
Huxley's in the middle of virtually casting something.
Please,
so he
please
can't
do
really
not
talk
disturb
so much.
me. I will be right with you.
I'll
can
tuck
take
my
a
wand back
message
down my
for him.
dress.
Mm-hmm.
You've disturbed him again.
One more time, and I'm gonna have to start this whole thing over.
No, I've done an investigation in Arcana. I think I've figured out what I need to figure out here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got this journal so that I can take it with me.
Yeah.
Talk to everyone about the nightshade blooms.
Scarlet puts a hand on your shoulder and just, you and I should probably spend the day looking through that thing, and anybody else who wants to look at it, it probably has more useful information.
Yes, indubitably. I'll give it a go. I'm a bit of a speed reader. Yes.
Do you retain when you read it? Because if you don't, it may not be the most useful thing.
Oh, I'm a speed reader. I
Absolutely.
don't remember a thing, but I'm a speed reader.
So fast.
Still sharp as a tack. No.
All right.
Where did I leave my pen?
It's floating in a hand that's like waving behind you. No, not now because he's casting something. But yeah,
You dropped it in the corpse doll.
Oh,
all right.
I guess I'll have
Feed
to go get
along
that.
your little ritual cast. Things that you come across as identify works really great on like spells, magical things. There's nothing innately like strongly magic that tells you, oh, this tooth does that, this tooth does this. What you do get though
That's fine.
is it seems to be a very strong enamel. Like think like shark tooth or like, you know, things like that that are very, very strong. You begin to notice as you're really focusing in on it, there's tiny little serrations on the very edge of it. Like it seems even sharper than it originally pegged itself being. And the other thing you get from it is that what you kind of already expected, but that the creature apparently has something regenerative about it, as this tooth begin to get the sense probably actually had broken, and the nub end of it has grown back on in the time that it has been in this body. Like something about the creature has a regenerative property that moves very quickly.
I'll be damned if we're gonna grow a whole nother creature from this thing. Yes.
Seems to have halted at the root, so you're fine.
Thank you, Miss Delphie. Very good job. I really appreciate what you did a wonderful task there. I'm done with it. I'm afraid there's nothing that we can tell from this except that what we already know, that the creature is going to be one son of a bitch to kill.
Would Huxley have been able to like get what type of creature it came from, like whether it was like a fiend or like undead, things like that?
He didn't really get a
Identify.
creature so much because it seemed to be muddled, almost like it wasn't quite
It
common
defies
or a known
classification.
type of creature. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's not fiendish or any of that kind of stuff. So
Do you want
Here goes half my spells.
do
were you
you
saying?
want the tooth back or
Would you like to have the tooth?
I think it's kinda cool.
You should. I think you should keep it. Then that'll be fine.
Okay. She like tucks it in her belt.
all right. And I think if you have anything else you would like to do in this room, by all means we can. But I think now might be a good time to take a break as we've been going for a little over an hour and a half. So take a break and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Alrighty.
Thank you, everyone.
See you soon.
You guys.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, we're back. I mean, five-sixths of us
Hello.
are back. We just didn't want to keep y'all waiting anymore. We just
We don't
hanging
know
out.
where the crazy old man went, but
He probably
It's
has
fine.
like
Nah.
originals.
family stuff happening, D&D
more
data
than
3.
likely.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll give him a second, and if he's not back in like a minute or so, we'll just talk to you guys for now. But if he's not back for
Yeah.
a minute, we'll just do like a little like mini movement where you guys are playing. Nothing too crazy's happening.
Did I mention thank you to Smoke and Shield Games for the follow? I did in the chat. I don't know if I said it loud. If I didn't say it loud, thank you, Smoke
I don't
and
know if
Shield
we said it out
Games.
loud or not.
That's the most recent
Yeah.
follow we
And
had.
also thank you guys for sticking with us on Mondays and especially for sticking through me because I know I don't plan anything as a DM. So like thank you for dealing with me. I know it's purely because I have great players with great characters. So just keep watching them.
She thinks I plan.
I think you probably planned more than I do, and by that I meant I realized Scarlett might need a character sheet, so I made it 30 minutes before we started.
On the break, I went and thanked my boyfriend for giving me inspiration. He's like, I almost did the DM's accomplice. I'm like, we would have to break up and you'd have to move out.
We're gonna have an
I-
issue.
Oh, this creature! Oh my god! By
I'm
the
like,
next time
please
you guys
don't.
meet it,
I'm a widow
thank you to all of our,
Little
but thank you
scout.
to all
Oh.
of the DM accomplices. I don't
I'm
wanna
saving up
spoil
those
things.
inspirations.
I don't want to spoil things for anybody, but it's gonna be good.
No.
I'm really
No, it's
tempted.
not.
And
Feel
actually,
free
if you
in
join
the
in next week, we get new characters too. We have new NPCs you guys get to meet. So
Yeah.
You gotta keep us
Um,
alive.
yeah.
it
No, if I
really
click,
should have
it'll be in the
occurred.
final episode.
It really should have occurred to me that, I mean, it's just not the things you think about. I went in during the break and saw the rest of Jane's dress on Instagram, and hubba hubba girl, that thing go all the way to the flow.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah, how does the wand fit there? How does? Because it's so
Yeah.
low.
Oh well, she has a different dress than this, and also she has bigger titties than I do.
That's fair.
I like to think she's got a specific little
Listen.
pocket sewn in there, and she just slides it in and pulls it out. Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
like a little wand pocket. Yeah.
it's
Listen,
just
I don't know
there's
how
an
to tell
extra
y'all
dimensional
this, but
space. It's
cosplayers
titties of holding.
aren't the people.
I just figured that I'm like,
No,
the-
but I
the
just
last
like
session-
the idea of. I just like the idea of Esther in like a very low cut dress and being like, "Give me a second," and just like
And it's still
like,
there.
like, yeah.
Well,
Ty,
again,
you're-
there's no pockets.
Ty, your dress looks nice
I
too,
figured
by the
that-
way. I finally went into the Discord because I can't
Thank
click away from
you.
Discord. I went on my phone and I saw your dress.
So I put on, everybody watching, I put on like pink tights and put on like a slit skirt and all that stuff to look like Rosie. And then I was like, you're
Ooh.
not going to see my legs. And it's hot. So I'm wearing shorts. Oh,
Wait, is
look
the
at how
stream,
pale and
Like buffering for
pasty.
anybody else?
Might be.
It's buffering for me.
Let me see if I refresh because mine on my iPad just likes to freeze on a single screen.
Yeah, for me it's still on the "We'll be right back."
Me too.
Yeah, for me too, actually.
We've been
maybe not-
talking to nobody.
Yep.
Maybe no one heard us.
It's
There's
perfectly okay.
that's why I
We got
record
29
these
people
things.
still around, so maybe.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
we're
could
still
always kill it and restart it. I just don't know what it's gonna do.
Ooh.
I wonder what it's doing.
I don't know. We were having this problem on Friday,
You got 33.
and I don't know what was going on with it then either. And they're resetting the stream. There's nothing that we could do about it. So I did a internet speed test to see if my company decided to go screwy on me or anything, but my speeds are still good. My numbers over here on OBS look good.
Oh, it's doing the thing for me now.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's going for me.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
it's
we're
just
back.
behind.
A little bit.
It's buffering right now, but
Pretty significantly behind, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're up to 35 people watching now.
Hey!
We're still
Hey!
here, baby.
yeah.
Against all odds.
We start
I'm
talking about
curious about
Jane's
what it's
dress,
gonna
and the
start on.
viewership skyrockets.
Oh, actually, yeah. It's really behind because it just came back on and Steven's not there yet.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's been a little bit behind
Oh
all
hell
night.
yeah.
Jane, what is the drink tonight, by the way?
Absinthe and Sprite.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Atta girl. Are you gonna bring some to MegaCon? Because I will drink it.
See, I don't know how because I'm
You and I are-
flying.
yeah, you two were flying. So
Yeah, you would have to put it in checked luggage.
Yeah.
ask KJ if KJ can do something other than
Like,
tequila.
I got a second
True.
energy drink because I have a problem.
I got
I
a
have a
second Irish
tea.
coffee because I have a problem.
I got peach rings.
I have a tea and
Nice.
a very melted Sonic Blast that I forgot was
Ah,
sitting in front
yeah.
of me.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, we're back on, so I can get us going because we didn't realize we were talking for as long as we were because we didn't think
Yep.
it was back on yet. So
We're very delayed.
Oopsie
Yeah.
daisy.
when we hit this, bear in mind that we're probably about 4 minutes off.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
But that's okay. So I'll get us back going. But yeah, you have wrapped up in this room, it sounds like. If there's any last minute things people would like to do while still in the cold room, you can. Scarlet goes and kind of closes a little drawer back up, mostly out of respect, just not to leave this guy like fully lay it out on display. Closes it back up. Maura, you are still out there. And as anybody starts coming out, you can hear very loudly just like, you see, this is like a really advanced stitch right here. Like you got to add in like a new color of thread and tie it on. And it took me so long to learn. It's just,
It's real good. It looks real nice, just like the other 16.
you're
Damn.
gonna be in town for a while? Because like if you really like it, I could make you a sweater, but you got to give me a couple weeks.
You know, we're gonna be in here for the festival, but I mean, I'll always be back in town. So like, you're not too far out from where I live. I might be able to stop by later.
A week's a bit short, you know. Like I'm making some little baby booties for my niece right now. But
Oh, cute. That's cute.
yeah,
I
like
that.
I'll keep your size in mind. You know, like you're tall and probably
Strong.
a medium would work. You know, for the arms. So yeah.
I say I got
like,
that problem where I'm gonna rip out of this thing.
Yeah. Just Hulk out. Red Hulk.
Watch
all of a
this.
sudden.
The sleeves go.
Ha.
Yeah.
That's,
If there was
yeah.
anything else you guys wanted to do in this room before you leave, you are welcome.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy with my big monster tooth.
When I'm seeing people
You
walking
got-
out, like
you got a
Maura's face
striped
just
tooth
goes,
necklace
"Oh, thank God!"
You know, I think that Maura has really hit it off with this young gentleman. Perhaps we should leave her to her conversation and move on with our day.
You hear from behind you like a snort as Scarlet just kind of like starts laughing.
You know, I'll go check in on her, see
Mhm.
what's up. If she really wants to keep talking to this guy, I'll let her be. If not, I'm really good at making up excuses to get her away. So don't even worry. And Delphie heads out and she like makes sure she's walking very loudly so Maura hears her. Hey
Mhm.
Maura, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing great. Kappa over here was showing me a lot of crochet stuff. He knows how to do like all of it.
Well,
I've
that's
seen
very
all of it.
impressive.
She's being generous. I know how to do like some of it, you know, like I'm still learning. I'm still a newbie.
Hey, it looks like you said you're doing some like advanced techniques, and it really shows. Are they actually good, by the way?
Yeah, they actually look pretty nice. Like not what you would expect for this guy at all. Like they look
Nice.
really nice. And like as you say that, you watch him like take off his hat and he just kind of goes kind of like a you done good kind of thing.
Yes, you know, you should look into
bless
selling
him.
this stuff because you know businesses like this, they take a toll on your body. Eventually, you're gonna want to fall back. So, like, starting a little crocheting business, I think it's something you could look into. Like maybe right now to look into what that looks like, and then you could go do that, and I could go do something else.
Could do a stall outside for the festival, but with like
That'd
sweaters
be
and
nice.
scarves.
Yeah, like this
Well, I
time next
don't-
year.
I don't have enough stuff right now, but yeah, maybe next year you guys come back. I'll make you custom stuff. It'll be great, you know. Like this, you all been so nice. Young lady, do you want a donut? You look like a donut kind of person. And he like
Love
turns
Look
an
like a
entire
donut.
dozen donuts towards you. Yeah, like he turns an entire dozen donuts to you. Like I was not expecting to have to give this cop so much personality, but basically I've gone with the chunky tiger from Zootopia,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what you have in front of you. So
Delphie has left her to-go plate with the pancake and the muffin on the front desk. So she grabs that and she puts 2 donuts on it.
Aw.
I think this will all go really well with my funnel cake later too.
Oh, she's gonna be all hopped up on sugar. She's not gonna sleep the night.
Maura, as Delphie kind of starts taking over the conversation, it's not common that during the day you hear things from Vec, but you do hear kind of like a finally, because like Vec's been hearing everything with you.
Because I kind of like, I'm assuming I can like telepathically say shit not out loud, and it's very like, I know, listen, I do good work for you. Remember, I there are things that I gotta sacrifice, and sometimes it's both of us. I'll get us out of here.
Do that. But yeah, you all, the rest of you, round the corner and see these two tieflings. They are one looking very through with everything, and the other one very excitedly, like piling donuts on a plate.
He like waves with half a donut
While this,
to you
while
guys.
this man is holding like
So
a
pleasant.
tiny little like child-sized knitted sweater up to his chest, and it just like.
Really good color on you.
I would probably
I'm
fit
definitely gonna be
Huxley.
like, oh, that. It probably would.
Yeah.
The baby
Baby
gap.
gap. Yeah, it's a baby gap.
Yeah.
I kind of like, as people are walking in, I'm like, oh, I hadn't even noticed I'd been gone that long. Has you guys all done in there? Like, it's been ages.
Been in it for years. As you're walking down the hallway, Virgil, you hear a message in your head. It's the message cantrip, which I assume you're probably used to, given your wife. But you just hear Scarlet's voice come through your head, and it's just like, keep the journal hidden until we're out of here. You don't need him knowing that you took it.
So weird to
Reply
hear
to this message?
someone's voice other than my
Yeah,
wife.
you're
in my
gonna-
head like this. Feel scandalous. I'll just leave y'all to your business, and I'll see myself out. Just mosey on along.
Officer, it was so good to meet you, and I'm sure we'll be back. Not for this reason. We're taking care of it. But like I'll stop by in town later, like in a couple weeks if you want to make me a blazer or something. It's a crocheted blazer.
Yeah,
Oh,
crochet.
please, yes.
A knitted blazer with like that little scallop pattern.
Or no,
Yeah.
like one of the sweaters that has like the tuxedo print on it.
Yeah.
It's like a little
Yeah.
pinstripe.
Yeah.
You knit it to look like chainmail, but it's just yarn.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
stop in a couple weeks. Just check in how you doing.
I'll come
but,
by too.
Yeah, I'm sure Delphie would like to see you again. See some of the yuckies you got in the back. But
Oh, well,
this-
I mean, hopefully we don't have more dead people by then.
yeah, we're trying to handle that.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
should probably get back to that so that you don't get more of that.
Yeah, good. I didn't really know you were. I mean, you came in with Scarlet. I didn't really know you were hunting the thing, but good luck to ya.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hope
Does-
to
You
see
make
you
it-
again, and not in your professional capacity, because that would mean that one of us was dead. Yes.
Or that someone
Yes.
else was dead, which I hope neither happens, sir.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And I kind of like
We're a
grab
small town,
Delphi's
when
wrist.
you lose one, it's a big portion of the population.
That's true. That's very true. And I've got like a hand on Delphi's wrist, and it's just getting tighter.
Yep. Slowly sliding towards the door. You
Literally
guys look
begging.
over-
Thank
You guys
you for
look
the
over and
donut.
Scarlet's like hovering in the door, like hand on the handle, just like
As
Like,
someone who
looking
lives in
at
the
all-
Midwest, this is such a Midwest goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the
Southern
only
Baptist
one who
Church
thought
goodbye.
that when Maddy said that Delphie was good at coming up with excuses to get people out of conversations, that she was just gonna go up there and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but my sister has this thing where she just doesn't want to talk to you anymore."
And she was right. As
Yeah,
far as
sorry.
she knows, she was telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah.
good plan.
Works every time. So we'll just be like, I'll see you on the kick side. Us two youths, we can't be out like this all the time. I don't want to get a reputation for being held by law enforcement. That's because I don't want anyone getting any bad ideas about me.
Yeah,
Because I'm a fine, upstanding
We'll see
citizen.
you later.
Oh,
Goodbye.
no. Sweetie, you're just the nicest big lady. Just
Oh, couldn't hurt a fly.
have
Into
a
it.
great day, all of you.
Oh,
Just
you
I hope I see you again, but also hope I don't, because it means
That's I understand.
Have a
and
good
we're backing
afternoon.
away.
yeah, like everybody's slowly stepping
Goodbye.
out. You eventually make it out of this station. It takes a
This
while.
has been
You
3 days.
eventually make it out of this station.
And
Yeah,
Delphie
the
takes like
festival's
one
over.
step closer to the door and she's like, nice to meet ya. And then the conversation continues. She takes one more
Yeah.
step. It was great to talk to you. See you later. She
Yeah.
just keeps going
And
step
you're
by
all like
step.
finally getting out, like Scarlett's just kind of like like doing loud coughs, and you eventually all make it back out onto the street.
As
It's
soon as
probably
we're
about
outside,
noon
Maura
now.
literally hands on thighs, like bends over and is like,
And rub her back. You did such a good job in there.
I hate customer service. So, that's you.
It's
That,
too real. I did too many years in restaurants, man.
I need you to clear this table because I need tips from the next patrons. That's so y'all find anything interesting in there? As we're like further down the street.
Check out this tooth.
Oh shit! That's careful with that, Delphie. I got a friend. If you want that to be a pretty neat dagger, I got an arms dealer buddy that could probably make that into something neat for you.
As long as it keeps the serration on the edges, I think that's useful.
Yeah, you remember Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey does good work.
We'll definitely have to get in contact with them later.
Absolutely. But that's Virgil. Were you able to get anything?
Yes.
And I took care of it. They won't worry about you.
Yes, I was able to find this this journal, which Scarlett has volunteered to help me peruse later on.
Excellent.
But I did already notice that it says that it appears that its latest victim, one's Hans Welsing, he seems to have garnered some information about the Howler, as Huxley calls it, and it appears that it is strangely susceptible to a certain flower called the nightshade bloom, which we should be able to find, provided it is at a specific hour of a full moon.
Gotcha. Does anyone know the moon cycles? How many moons we got in this world?
Anybody is
True.
welcome to make a nature check, and if you're proficient, you can make it with advantage. I don't know though if any of you would necessarily be
I got a
proficient.
+0, but I'll try.
Yeah, I got that plus
I got a
zero.
+1, so.
And-
Whoever's got a good roll, I'll give them advantage.
I'm the one asking the questions.
You
I'm not
might
gonna
you
roll.
might have the best one, Stephen,
I
given your
know.
class.
I got a 3.
Well, I did survival, not nature. Okay,
I got
let's
a
see.
+5, but I rolled a 5.
Okay, I got a 13.
No.
See how often you look at the sky.
Check in where my nature.
I'll roll for fun. Nope.
Okay, so the highest you got was a 13. Is that what I gathered? Okay.
You're right, I was the
thankfully-
best at it. You could.
So thankfully, Scarlett helps you. She wrote a 15, and she does have a nature proficiency. She's a hunter. So she got an 18 in total. So as you all are kind of stammering there, kind of doing this thing, and like Virgil kind of loudly says, I think the full moon is coming in a couple of weeks, like, gives the completely wrong information. She kind of cuts in and is like, actually, by my standards, it should probably be tomorrow night. Maybe tonight. The problem I'm having with this, and there might be more information in the book to help, at night is when it's the most dangerous out in the forest. Fog rolls in, messes with your mind, creatures turn, change. That's all without worrying about the beast.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that sets us apart is this is gonna be the first time you're not going alone.
Oh, I've not gone alone before. It's just the last person who went with me died.
Well, there's 6 of us instead of 2. And I
That's
ain't
true.
the brightest, I'm
Today-
not the best at math, but I think that's better odds.
No, sweetheart, you have good arms. I think you'll do good out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, if she can blush, she blushes.
Suddenly it's just like purple on the face. No.
Nice.
It's just like,
Maura's
we do-
getting
we do-
purple.
Before we make any real plans, though, I do think we should read through the rest of that book. May take us the rest of the afternoon, but I think we should maybe leave a few of us to look through it. The others go about their business. If they want to go find supplies, just peruse the village. I don't really care what they do for the day.
if
But I
it's
do
the
think it would
same
be
to-
worth reading through before.
If it's the same to everyone else, I'm not much of a reader. I don't think Delphie is either. And she is not shut the fuck up about funnel cake. While we're out getting supplies, we may swing by just to feed the little one, you know?
Little one.
Please.
Yes. Do you mean Delphie or Huxley? No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't feed him. You're not supposed to feed him after midnight.
So you get a bigger, stronger Huxley that's full straight.
No!
Jack.
The multi-class in the
A bunch of
barbarian.
little little baby Huxleys pop out of the back. No.
Oh, God, I hate that. That's why he doesn't
but yeah,
drink water.
It's about oh god, it's about midday now, probably like noon to 1 o'clock. It's kind of doing that European thing where like it's not very late in the day, but you can already see that it's getting that not sunset color, but just the sun is beginning to drop, which leads you to believe the sun probably sets a little earlier than you're used to here, but you still have several hours of daylight.
Well, Delph, you want to go see the sights?
Sure.
Let's say we can leave the more distinguished folks to the reading, unless any of y'all want to come with us.
I think it'd be better if I just stayed and tried to help a little.
I
You all
guess.
have fun. This is supposed
We're
to be
having a
one of your
girls' day.
vacations. Exactly.
Bring
You all go
back-
have fun, have your vacation. Everything will be fine back here, okay?
I'll
Okay.
bring back funnel cake for everyone.
Aw, sweet.
Thoughtful of you. Thank you.
I figured the chat's gonna riot if she doesn't end up getting a funnel cake, so I'm like, we gotta make it happen.
Everybody in the chat, kill Rob, get that funnel cake. Like that's gonna basically be it. Because I've seen so
Can't
many
That's the
things.
die
dream.
until
I've
we
seen
get
so
funnel cake.
many. I've seen so many things roll through the chat in the last 2 episodes that have been like, "They're coming for you, Rob," like things like that.
See, we
Also,
gotta
Steven,
make
you
it to
just
the
got a
last
guidance.
session, so
I-
that on the last session we can all fully cosplay our characters.
Yes.
Yes, I will.
That's your motive
Yeah.
to keep us alive. Yeah, cut your legs off.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Commit.
All right. Well, yes. A handful of you that would like to head back to the inn and go about trying to read the book, solve a few things, and potentially make a plan for moving forward. By all means, you're welcome to. We'll kind of bounce between the 2 parties as we go, as we're already getting kind of late, so we're probably going to go for maybe another 30 minutes, and we'll bounce back and forth between the 2 of you that would constitute what would be the rest of the day, probably. But I'm going to let the little book party start. You very easily make it back to the inn. You come back in and find Rosie in full cat mode, asleep in her bed. She doesn't even bother to look up at you. So you just have a little pink cat purring off on the side.
Cute.
But yeah.
I feel like I really, really should be in in the book group, and that for some reason, as a player, makes me really want to be in the in the funnel cake group.
You can go in the funnel cake group if you want
no,
to.
I'm,
Uncle Virgil's
two
coming
missions.
with us.
sometimes I have to. I don't know. Sometimes I have to fight my player notions.
Just think about like
Good character.
Virgil
notions.
trying to wrangle the 2 of us without Esther.
You can't contain
That's
Delphie.
You
true.
want that?
You're basically sending the two chiefs off to do as they please for the day.
Yeah, no. Steve is a let chaos reign sort of player. Yeah, I will go back and I will attempt to give someone good rolls on figuring out what's in this book because I have no good rolls tonight.
I mean, I can give it a shot.
All right.
What
For
do I need
anybody
to
who-
roll?
I say for anybody who wants to read through the book, I'm going to let you choose depending on what you want to look for. If you want to look just for more general information, do a general look through, you can do an investigation check to try to pick out the important pages. If you would like to look more so for specific things, kind of like how the Nightshade page seems to indicate a little bit of like maybe some type of magical thing related to that flower. If you would like to look for anything like that, you can do an Arcana check.
I should probably roll. I've got a +8 to Arcana. I should probably.
Scarlet can give one
Yeah.
person advantage by helping you. She's definitely hovering, looking through this book with you. I mean, this is new information for her on a creature that she's been hunting 2 years, so.
I'll recruit her help. Give it a lady's eye.
I'm gonna use all the things again. See if I can get a
Well,
good roll. Well, at least
Check
one.
on a
tonight.
guidance. Just for...
Damn it! Damn it!
Oh.
Chat, thank you for giving me the inspirations and things because boy. Okay. Thanks to guidance, I rolled a 4 on my guidance, and I have a +8, and I still got a 19. So
Use one more guy. Just
rolled a
okay.
7. That was the good roll.
What did you get?
I got a 22.
Okay, yeah, you do pretty good. So, with Scarlet's help, neither of you did bad necessarily. It's just Esther has not necessarily a trained eye for looking through this, but just you can tell that she's got a thought of like, I need to look for these kind of things. This is what I'm going to find, kind of thing. And she definitely is able to look through this book and find it. You kind of take turns passing it through to try to find new things. It takes you a couple of hours, the book crew. It takes you a couple of hours to get through this whole thing. Some things that you come across in reading it is you come across the Nightshade page. You find a few more pages with information about that, how it is a purpley blue flower that is supposed to be somewhere in the forest, but that it is very rare and hard to find. And that it also only blooms on the full moon in the night. And unfortunately, if you pick the flower when it is not in bloom, the properties of damaging the creature do not seem to work. You learned this through a few pages that seem to be journaled through an encounter in which this detective had been out hunting it in the night, and the only reason he learned that the flower did anything was because he happened to have come across it at a point when the creature was chasing him, and he noticed that it backed away as if it was afraid of them. So that led him to believe that they have some ability to harm the creature. Yes.
Chat just said that our stream is like stuttering.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, it's been doing that to me a bit all night.
Well, I know if it's doing like it was Friday, that was you heard like 3 words and then nothing else. It was hard.
Yeah, it seems like it's just kind of starting and freezing.
Yeah.
Well,
A lot of people
the
are sticking
recording
it
will
out
be
through it.
good. We can preserve the game through the recording. So
Contingencies.
Thank you to those of you who are sticking through.
Yeah,
though,
thank
even
you.
With
Yeah.
technical issues.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep going. If you have a hard time with it buffering and stuff like that, would it be possible to get this episode on YouTube a little faster in case, so people don't have to wait 2 weeks?
Well, the VOD should come up.
Well,
right away
can't you
on
only
Twitch,
access can't you only access the VOD if you're subscribed though?
no, you can access it
Maybe?
either way.
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know how Twitch works.
It's
Okay. So
it sticks
after
around
this, you
for
can
2
check
weeks.
the VOD then.
I'm not sure if the VOD will be any
Okay.
different than the stream quality, but if it's also terrible, I can go find that and I can make it available
True.
on YouTube more quickly. If you are hearing this at any point, follow us on social media. If I'm going to be making it available more quickly,
Mhm.
I will let people know on our platforms, and you'll know where to find it. I'll drop a link.
Existential Nerd just said that they're having issues with Twitch again.
Yeah, I mean,
Then, like, they're saying, however, there's been
Oh, okay. Twitch baby.
Well, then we will wrap things up and not go too much
Nerd-
longer so that people don't miss too many
Nerd,
things.
for the
if we
sake of it,
bump
I am
out,
I am running Discord. I am running OBS. I am recording the video through OBS, and I appreciate your concern. I have a badass machine. It was designed to handle this and more than this. But I appreciate the concern.
Definitely sounds like it's an overarching issue.
It
But
is a
thankfully, we have contingencies.
yes. It is not just a it is not a stream thing. It is not a computer thing, or I would be having trouble hearing you guys, which I'm not. It is on Twitch's end, and we will make it work. But let's just focus on enjoying some D&D.
All right, well, yeah, we won't go too much further, just so we don't have too much information dump in a place where people maybe don't hear it other than players.
True.
Some other things that you find in the book, you come across one particular page. It's like kind of like a double page spread of sorts. That's a long journal entry that is essentially talking about the nature of the creature and how things about it that originally this detective thought do not actually seem to line up anymore. Like, for example, at first he thought the creature hunted for a need for food. Instead, he has come to learn the creature hunts out of a need for emotion. That it seems to get a fuel of either intense happiness, sadness, fear, adrenaline, all those things through the hunt and the kill. That it does not seem to be able to express emotions on its own, and that it seems to crave that. And that's why you find bodies sometimes that are not fully eaten. Things that people sometimes that just seem to have been killed for no reason. He has a long list in there of many, many victims that he thinks are either hard linked to the creature or could be linked to the creature. You unfortunately find 2 names on there, which Scarlet informs you were her parents. Rosie is fast sleeping through all of this, thankfully, in her little cat bed, so she doesn't hear any of it. Some other information that you find useful on the creature is it apparently does not just take attributes from people that it has consumed. It doesn't just gain new things it can do or get better at things. It can also parade as a person. It can change into a person that it has eaten.
Oh.
Yeah. You can tell through
I'm
reading
not there, but ooh.
You can tell through reading this book that the detective has been on the trail of this thing for far longer than Scarlet ever was. That it has been at this for a long time. And you gather that he left the force due to a situation with this creature where he learned, I have to handle this. I can only handle this. This is for the public good to get rid of this thing. So this book is full of information on this creature. A lot of it is things Scarlet has already been able to tell you herself, but the few things that you did learn new are flour. You also find a potion in there that seems to have a few ingredients, most of which seem pretty easy to find, more than likely, along with the bloom, the nightshade bloom. It is supposed to make some type of drought that should effectively harm the creature and keep it from being able to regenerate. You find the information about how it can mimic and parade people that it has eaten. And then you also find the information about how it craves strong emotion and seems to go mostly after people who will give it that strong emotion.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Our book crew may do as they will with that information. It took you a couple hours to figure that out. At this point, Rosie has woken up and is getting ready to open the bar because it's getting late enough that people will start coming in for drinks. But we'll fast forward a couple of hours and go back to our 2 tieflings.
Chaos
funnel cake
crew.
fan.
Let's go,
Hey,
let's
crew.
go.
Huxley, did you go with the book crew, or are you staying with the tieflings?
Oh, I would with the book crew. That is my
Okay,
preference.
so yeah,
always.
we've left our 2 young ones
We
to
got
just
no
go about this
chaperone.
village.
Good
Yeah,
for them.
yeah.
Love that
So-
for them.
Oop! I just kicked something. The village is yours to do as you please.
Maura, I want to find a funnel cake booth really bad.
Oh, hey honey, that is first on the list. This like festival, like as we're walking in, does it seem like it's set up almost like a carnival where it's like there's like booths and like vendors and stuff, or
Think kind of, but not quite so flashy. You know, like there's not people like out like throwing balloons or doing like street performances or things like that. You can see where the circus is set up. However, you can very clearly see that there's like ropes keeping you from going in as if they are still setting up. Like that they're basically not open for business today. But there are a lot of little stalls of people selling baked goods, of selling things that they've made. You know, there's a lot of locals with, you know, like things that they've grown, stuff that like arts and crafts that they've made. Like it's just a big festival that really kind of takes over this village when it comes
Okay.
around. Yeah.
very
There's a lot of
important.
touristy. There's a lot of touristy things as well due to the nature of how this has grown. But yeah, you can definitely find a stand. Think like a state fair. You can definitely find a stand for a funnel cake. So
I also very
Hell
important
yeah.
question: do they have pony rides? Because I feel like Delphie would love a pony
Oh my
ride,
god.
even if
Pony
they're for
ride,
kids. I
yeah.
don't think she's a child.
Yes.
no, there's definitely like a petting zoo and like a little pony station and like some pigs, and you know, like there's definitely like an animal section that's a little closer to the entrance of the village, just so that it's easier for people to get their animals back out, you know.
Gotcha.
But there's
I think-
definitely a section with animals.
Yeah, so I think like Maura immediately is just like, okay, baked goods, like, and like, and you know, like the fair always smells like funnel cake and fried everything,
Mhm.
and just kind of following her nose and like
Yep.
walking maybe a little too fast for Delphie because of the height difference.
Yeah,
But, like,
Delphie takes
I don't
like
think Delphie
3
minds
steps.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
she's used to kind of like power
Jogging.
walking next to you.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And like just beelines for like the first fried stall she smells.
Mhm.
It's like that's good sir or ma'am, whoever is I see at the stall. That's would you happen to be selling any funnel cakes today?
As you were walking, you definitely heard, because I have to put this merchant in every single one of my games.
Yes.
You see a little
Oh, boy.
gnomish woman with bright purple hair going like, "We got fried butter over here. We got that fried butter," you know. And you quickly
Yes.
steer away from quickly steer away from that. You don't need the calories from that. But you do find a stand that has donuts and funnel cake. There is a large silver dragonborn standing behind the cart. And looks
Nice.
incredibly intimidating. Almost at first looks like they do not want to be there, because they're standing there like holding a little sign that just says like funnel cake, and they look very grumpy. But then the minute you start talking, and it's a female dragonborn, the minute you start talking to her, you can tell, oh, she just has resting bitch face. Like that's
Gang
just how
gang.
it is. Yeah. And it's just she's just like, yeah, we got funnel cakes. Are you guys looking to buy some funnel cakes?
How many you got?
We can make as many as you need, my dear.
That's it. Rob?
Is Steve dead?
Steven?
Steven.
Steven?
Oh no.
Wait, what happened here?
Call Steven's wife, see if he's okay.
I'm
Did
gonna
he fall asleep?
I'm gonna message her and y'all keep going.
Did he fall asleep?
You think he froze, maybe?
No,
No, I can
he's
see him
he's
moving.
moving.
Movement.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he fell asleep.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just in the event that everything is okay. I'm taking a photo of this for posterity so that we can laugh about it
Yep.
later.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Unless we don't.
Unless he died, and then we'll just forget this photo happened.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I've never seen this happen to a person in real time.
This is what happens when you have 3 fucking kids.
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's
Buddy.
Monday, so
Yeah,
I always
long.
forget
Beginning
how
of
much.
the night, no, I'm kidding.
I always forget how much
Now I'm
later
so
it is
sad
for you
that we're
guys.
so far behind because I want chat to witness this.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna they're gonna get to it.
Oh,
because I
they'll
see
get it.
people in chat asking, "Did he die?" So
Wait, okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
then that means I can just watch the feed and see if I can
Oh,
see in real time
oh!
when it happens.
yeah. I think I just
Come on.
watched his head go down. I thought it was that moment.
Okay.
We'll get back to the funnel cakes, but yeah, this Dragonborn is just telling you like I can make as many funnel cakes as you want. You know, like it's 3 copper per funnel cake. You know, like.
Okay. Sorry, the
We're all
paramedic in me
watching
was
with
like,
bated
he's
breath.
breathing. He doesn't seem like he's moving
He's up.
abnormally.
He's up.
He's talking to the
Okay.
wife. I sent her in there.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I was genuinely a little concerned there because I
was
looked down to
worried.
answer a message and he was just.
Oh, he lives. Okay.
Sorry,
I
Steve.
thought it was gonna be
Oh.
another one of those like playing dead just for fun, and then it was just like,
I know, because he
We've
would
been
do.
doing
He would
it for a
absolutely
while.
do that. Just like my
my
character's not in off or he's asleep. He's not paying attention. Like,
I gotta watch this video on YouTube afterwards. I want to see this progress.
hey,
in real
Marietta.
time.
We can almost see
I hope it's
Marietta
like
on the
a-
stream. Hey,
so
everybody
focused
on
on the
stream.
funnel
That's my
cake.
brother's wife.
Right?
I don't look great to be on the stream right now. I don't.
You look
It's
great.
fine.
You
It's fine.
saved
I'm
his life.
totally fine. You look
Well, thank
lovely. Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's only because she's been taking care of kids instead of me.
Real quick, Marietta, how tall are you?
5 foot, like 1.5.
See, this is the 4th for your battle royale. She's right in the height range.
Yeah. We can have
Bro, I wanna fight
teams.
each other. I'm trying to
Go.
loop you in.
Oh,
I'm too
You're gonna
tall,
have
so
to
you
fight
gotta
all
sub
three of
in
us.
for me.
I'd
Yeah,
be the first one out. I
She's
don't know.
apparently
what I'm doing.
disqualified
Alternate.
on account of being tall like us.
You're tall. Oh,
I am. So I need you to
Yeah.
sub in to destroy these shorties.
I mean, I will gladly take Maddy on my team so that I may sit on her shoulders and have a higher joust.
Let's
yes.
go.
I have the high
Yeah.
ground.
I'll get us back on topic now
Oh,
that
I'm so sorry.
we know everything is okay. No, it's good that we stop to
Mwah.
make sure.
I took some.
Yeah, you guys.
It is hot in here.
The Dragonborn basically just tells you that like I can make as many funnel cakes as you want. Just tell me, like they're 3 copper a piece. Like they're pretty cheap, so you can have as many funnel cakes as you would like.
Delphie, that's
Um,
how many you want?
had a pancake and a muffin and 2 donuts.
She
So
said
maybe
just had nothing but sugar today.
That's like
she
my
didn't
diet.
have any
And
protein at breakfast or
loving it.
anything.
Oh,
And her
no.
2 half sugar tea and coffee. So she just goes,
I'm gonna have
maybe
to finish that
just
pie.
like 1 for now, and we could come back later for extras for everybody, and maybe I'll get a second one then. But
I
could you ask her for extra powdered sugar though?
Oh, of course, sweetheart.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're gonna take 1 funnel cake with the extra powdered sugar.
With extra funnel.
Extra funnel, extra
funnel,
cake,
extra sugar.
all of it. Anything you got, you got those strawberries to go on top.
Ooh,
I mean, I got a couple. Not many people really ask for them,
You got strawberries, you got chocolate, anything you can throw on there.
well, thanks a lot.
Sure thing, sweetie, sure thing. And like
All the way.
picks up like this bottle that's a normal size squeeze bottle that looks incredibly tiny in this Dragonborn hand, and starts like squeezing it out and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's been a slow day as it's the start of the fair, and usually these kind of stands for food get a little busier towards the night. So it's been a little bit of a slow day for her. So she takes her time like perfecting this funnel cake, like making it really nice. And like you watch her like make it rain all the sugar on top and like drizzle some
Nice.
chocolate, some strawberries
Beautiful.
on there, a few blueberries, and like passes it off to you.
I'll hand her a gold. I know it doesn't cost a gold, but I'm like, you made a day. Thank you.
Thank you. And as soon as Delphie gets
slides
this
it in
funnel
front of
cake, she's just covered in powdered sugar.
That's
It's
the way to
everywhere.
do it.
Rightfully
Yeah.
so.
No utensils, sugar
Oh, no.
everywhere.
And you said they've
That's
got
the
like
joy.
the little like homemade jewelry booths and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I
hell
find
yeah.
like go to one of those booths and find like a necklace or like a bracelet that's got like little like purple crystals and stuff?
Yeah, you can definitely. You find It seems like people not so much are sectioned off by what they have to sell, so much as just people seem to have conjugated in little areas that seem to match, so that like, they're having a good time talking with people who know what they're talking about. So yeah, there's a couple of booths in one area that have either just beads for making your own jewelry. Some people have made very fine silver and gold jewelry. Others have more of like the homemade variety, like you have your pick of level of.
Yeah. I want to get like a necklace that has like a purple stone, like an amethyst or something, and then I also want to get the stuff to make like a purple bracelet yourself. And I'll give those to Delphie. I'm like, I know you like those arts and crafts, so.
Find one of the stands that'll like write your name on a grain of rice.
The
Little
person that you buy these from is very much like the "Where's the baby" guy, like the little guy from Shrek, where it's like a goblin that's standing well shorter than the table actually is, and it's just like, "It'll be 10 gold, please,"
Oh yeah,
That's a good deal.
Good for him.
Yeah, I give him 12. Like. That's
he looks at him for a
Dude, in what world 12 gold is so much money?
We're just destroying this town's economy.
Damn, tourist tax.
Virgil does
Mama
not have
pays
12
well.
gold.
This goblin looks at it with this look of kind of like, is she like, insulting me? And then it's just like, I don't care. And like stuff it in a pouch.
Ma pays well.
He's doing like to other people that are coming up, he's doing like the little
money, please.
Yeah, money, please. So I give her little arts and crafts. I'm like, you wanna go see some pigs or some shit?
I want to pet one so bad.
So we'll take her to the petting. I'm pretty much like, this is gonna be Delphie's best day.
Best day of my life.
Also, if the stream does well, can we please do a funnel con? And like put this on. But pretty much take her over to the petting zoo. Whatever she wants to do today, we're gonna do, because I want her to have a good day.
Yeah, she's coated in powdered sugar. The goats are like licking it off of her skirt. She's got like a pig that she's just like patting. There's a chicken on her head.
You guys who know my animals might pick out what I'm about to do, but yeah, there's one little solid white goat, one black and white goat, and one gray and white goat, and the black goat is like kind of like looking at you like that, while the other two are just nuzzling up to you happily.
Yeah.
I don't know if they like me.
I find like the most disgruntled old goat and kind of sit down next to him. I'm like,
you don't necessarily find an old goat, but you find a very unhappy looking donkey.
Oh, I love him. So I'm just chilling
All
with
right,
this donkey,
okay.
like patting his head and being like, long day for you? Yeah. I'm like feeding him a little bit, like
sniffing at your hair and like nuzzling into your hair, kind of like, is this hay? Oh no, that's not hay.
No, not that. I get
You look over at one point, and like all of the animals are like around Delphie, and she's just like
Snow White.
Yep, big Snow White energy.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling with my disgruntled donkey friends.
Yeah. Donkey's
like,
doing like that like ear thing where like they're turned back and look like little devil horns. Like it looks real mad. But yeah.
I'm like, that we got the same vibe, and I'm like, she's a lot, but like I love the kid. So that's your goats like that? Is that how they act? Like I don't care if you're a person or like an animal. I'll have a conversation with you.
Yeah. Delphie's just indoctrinating all the animals into following Ozolith. She's explaining karma to them.
She's holding a chicken.
Yeah. A goat like headbutts another goat, and she's like, "See, that would have gotten you something bad. You can't do that kind of stuff."
It's the little black and white goat that's headbutting everybody.
Maura will talk to any of the animals, but she won't talk to a pig.
Oh, yeah, I don't talk to any of the fucking pigs.
Don't talk to a rat.
I just picture like the one goat comes and headbutts Maura. I'm like, hey.
No, that one little tiny. Imagine like one of the small little like baby fainting goats. It's got little black and white goat, and it comes like running over and like awkwardly like bounces around you, and then just like really weirdly like like twitches and goes back away.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Poor weird
Kind of like that one, Maura.
Yeah, he's something.
Funky.
Yeah, there's something not right about him. But like, I bet he's living a happy life. Like
It's
that's
really funny because I based these 3 goats off of Ori, Vex, and Pike, and I'm like, yeah, there's
Of
something wrong with Vex.
Yep.
he's a little
We
wrong in the head,
know.
but like, I don't think you can tell.
Yeah, I saw the
Yeah.
video where she fell.
Oh, no, that was Ori. That's like the
okay.
old lady. No, Vex is just. Vex is a little gremlin. Maddie knows.
I love her.
But yeah, you guys have a great night doing things at the carnival. You spend way too long with these animals to the point that kids start coming up to you in the petting zoo because all the animals are with you.
I
So
know
you
I got
have,
a tail, but you better not
Why?
pet me.
So you got a bunch of kids now hovering around you as well. Because I think the stream is still getting messed up. We've been going for just shy of 3 hours now.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you two, as well as any other party members, if there's any last things you would like to do.
Delphie
Either
just
at the
wants to go
fair
get
or for the night.
funnel cake to go for everybody, and she has a stack of them that
Mhm.
she's bringing back to the
Oh, yeah.
tavern.
But yeah, by this time it's basically dark by this point, but you're not nearly as worried being in the village with it dark. It's actually fairly well lit with like carnival lights and things like that. And this dragonborn is much busier now than she was earlier, but she still takes the time to make you funnel cakes, and because you had essentially tipped her for about 3 more funnel cakes earlier, she throws one in for free on the house kind of thing.
Aw,
Like,
love her.
Yeah.
I think when we get back, after we talk to everybody, I'll like sit with Delphie and help her make her bracelet. Where it's
Aw.
like she got one soft spot and it's for Delphie.
Well, I can get more of these eventually, and we can make them for everybody.
Oh yeah, I'll say they'll be open tomorrow.
Yeah.
Back to the same goblin. Give me the money. Like
Yep.
our book crew, because I've kind of left you alone for a little bit. Is there anything my book crew would like to be doing? I will say you have gathered as the night has gone on. This is not the night of the full moon. You have probably another night, like probably the following night is when you might want to be going out for flowers, but this night probably not going to yield you much.
Just to get an idea of where they might be when they bloom, Huxley will wander about the town and make his way alongside the walls and occasionally cast locate object and see if he can find a plant. It's a fairly finite
I
range.
forgot.
It might not be within 1,000 feet of the walls, but
I was gonna.
he will cast it nonetheless.
Yeah. You don't get a ping of it from within 1,000 feet. But you do get a weird sense of, not deja vu, just like an eerie sense. As you get further away from the carnival, you can still hear the music and the sounds and see a faint bit of the light. You're in a place near the wall that's like, it's dark. It's fairly quiet, like you're the only one there, and just off in the distance you can hear like little like and that's it. And it's very unsettling. Yeah, it's a very unsettling feel, but nothing jumps out at you, thankfully. But yeah, you don't get a sense of the flower within that 100-foot or within that 1,000-foot range, and you assume you're probably going to need to go a little deeper in.
That is fine. I will enjoy my stroll and return to the cauldron in the evening.
Anything my married couple would like to do?
Does the book ever say anything about where this creature possibly originates?
What you can find, there's a few theories the detective has put out, all of which seem very much like theories. Like there's things of like, well, maybe it came from the abyssal plane, or maybe it came from here, and but there's no concrete evidence to say this is where it came from. I found this piece of evidence saying it's from here. It seems very much a mystery as where this thing has come from, just that it has been on the prowl for a very long time.
Well, doll, I've got one idea, but I know you might not like.
Uh, well, go ahead. What is your plan?
Well, this thing feeds off emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if we have a good way of getting close to it ever, but honestly, it might be worth a shot for me if it has a brain. Maybe try and appear in.
To use yourself as bait, then.
Well, again, perhaps I might be able to stop it in its track, or at the very least, glean something out of its brain, or if it even has multiple areas of its brain with a bunch of different people. I mean, I'm not saying maybe we should do that tonight unless you think it could be worth a shot.
Oh, well, it's actually a superlative idea, provided, of course, that we could somehow guarantee your safety. So I think perhaps that we make use of this plan um, should we need to draw it out, perhaps once we have acquired some of this bloom, something to also to attract and also to deter it. Um, I think we've seen firsthand what can happen if we simply attract it without any means of pushing it back.
Well, I mean, I've got plenty of spells.
That's true, and actually, I believe it. If I remember correctly, it was you who was able to get it to move along the first time.
I suppose.
You you may be somewhat of a trump card in this play, which frankly is somewhat distasteful for me, somewhat unfortunate, because I would much rather that it not care whether or not you existed. That.
I know.
Mhm. But you do make a good point, and it is a good plan. It's just not one that I find that I'm a great deal in favor of at this moment.
No, I know you wouldn't. And
Yeah.
I'm not about to convince you otherwise. If we talk to everybody else and they don't think it's a good idea, then I'm not gonna go. But at the very least, I've got ways of at least, if not making it turn tail, at least being indifferent.
That's true. I believe the expression is that perhaps it's best not to poke the bear. At least not until we are slightly more prepared for it. Otherwise, I would suggest that you perhaps just try to reach out to it, try to get us more information, something that might be actionable, as is the case with this flower. But
I mean,
of all the people in town, I just, especially with the to say nothing of our emotional attachment, the tactical value that you present in trying to take this thing down and keep the rest of us safe. I don't want it to focus on you until so early.
I understand. But again, it's gonna be a gamble either way, babe.
That's true, and I recognize there's really nothing I could do to prevent you from doing it. Just so if you are going to do something, just do me the courtesy of at least letting me know so that we can
Of
prepare.
course, I wouldn't do it without telling all of you.
Okay, just yeah.
I mean, if anything, I've never tried it before, but I can at least, I don't know, put a feeler out,
Mm-hmm.
see if I can connect back to that mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never tried.
As you say, there could be much to be gained. I just if it has, I don't know, 7 predetermined targets in town, and then a myriad of others that it could also feed upon and consume and mimic. I would just prefer that you not be quite at the top of its list.
I know. But if it's a good shot at really learning how we can take this thing down.
Yes. Well, as you say, there are potential pros and cons. But if you'd like to put the notion forward to the rest of the group, I will abide by your decision as always.
She'll put a hand on his cheek and kind of brush. I'm not I've
Just
been in
whatever
my
you-
own mind before.
Yeah.
Scarier up.
Or just do be careful. You know, you're quite powerful, but you are a fragile little thing.
I mean, that is coming from the boy who took one blow and then was finally down.
Yes, let's not dwell on that, shall we?
I don't know, getting a little rusty there, aren't you, baby?
Yeah, well, yeah, and my fingers don't seem to be as nimble as they used to be either. Nor
You're not
perhaps
doing
my
your stretches, I told you. Maura's been telling you too.
I was grumble, huff, huff, huff.
Ah, humbug.
Well,
Right.
I suppose it's a plan then. Do we
Believe
just
so.
make sure we do it when the time is right?
Again, maybe I could go out tonight, just in the town square, and see if I can't get a feel for anything different among the consciousnesses that are kind of gathering around, you know? I mean, every mind's got a sort of magnetism. I mean, you can't feel it, but you get what I...
Yes, and with the information that we've gathered, it might do to just check in on everyone every so often. It appears that this can mimic those that it is fed upon. It's a concerning notion that it could potentially replace someone that we have met, or even one of us. Should it get the drop on us, we might not know it for a time, maybe even hours or days.
Well, then I think once the girls come back from their day, we should make a pact to just stay together as a group for as long as we can. That way no one's out of sight for long enough to either get caught or for there to be a second one show up.
Yes, perhaps you just, if anyone does separate from the group, you just snoop, you peek,
Of course.
or maybe we determine some sort of means of identifying one another. Just a precaution.
Keep in mind, it does absorb the knowledge and experiences of the people that it takes. So even if we were to have a password or something, it could know it too.
Yes, the old tell me something only I would know doesn't really track, does it? This will make it more complicated. We might
Secret
just have to get
handshake.
creative.
Yeah, a secret agent. Perfect. You do a 10-foot vertical leap.
I'm just saying the Straw Hat Pirates had this same problem and they solved it back in Alabasta. That's the only tattoo I've ever seriously considered getting. Completely off topic, but still.
Yeah, I got a little bit of everything.
Mine was.
I have a big one I want to get, but I know it's gonna make my body feel sick. So not that I'll not enjoy the tattoo itself, but just like it's large. It's gonna give my body that you're sick feeling after I'm done. So I haven't
Big
done
ones
it yet.
are fun.
Before I got married, I thought
Couple of
about
those.
getting a man chooses, a slave obeys. From Bioshock.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the good the
Yeah.
good Bioshock.
From the good one. Yeah.
So, just to ask then, it sounds like the two tieflings are staying in for the night. They're making bracelets, having a good time. Probably gonna eventually go to bed. Huxley, are you coming back to go to sleep? Are you staying out?
No. When it reaches evening, I will close down the bar and probably be escorted to my room at some point.
I think Maura comes down at like 2 a.m. and just like carries him upstairs. And he's like, "Don't tell Esther about this."
And then are
One
the
more for the road.
two of you wanting to
No, hey. No.
got away with it tonight because Scarlett decided to let Rosie have the night off, which means she's not down there to monitor you. So, but and then you two had talked about maybe going out to look for it or to reach for it. Are you wanting to stay in for the night? Go out? Maybe just try to reach it from the house, like just so that I know. Wrapping up because last week we had some fun with the dreams, all that fun stuff. So
Yeah, I want to go outside at that fountain in the square. See if I can't see what remains of the moon and then try to, as best I can, I think perhaps to send out a sending to it, if I may.
Did you guys tell the rest of the party you were doing this?
Yeah, I'm assuming we talked about it.
Because I think Maura would be like, "All right, but I'm behind you. Like, I'm coming with you." So I'll give you some space, but it's when I'm I'm not far behind.
Auntie Esther's got to go do her freaky voodoo shit. We'll be right back.
And then I guess the follow-up question to that is, how late out in the night are you going? As you, I'll phrase it this way because this is something you would know, especially after getting information from your two nieces who have been running around, which is, the town square. It's kind of the hub of a lot of this festival things going on. The whole town is definitely into the late hours of the night. Hitting 10, 11, 12, that kind of stuff is when people begin to dwindle off. And especially, 11, 12 is when vendors even have closed down their booth. So if you were to go out at a time that is heavy, you're likely going to get hit with a lot of voices that you were not intending to hear.
No,
and
I
you
was
just,
probably...
from your abilities, would know that. So.
Yeah, around, Maura, you said you were getting up at around 2 a.m.?
Well, I was gonna carry Huxley back up at 2. But I mean, we can do that on the way back. I'm sure you
Probably
didn't enjoy the extra hour.
2 a.m. mark, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure. So I'll put Huxley to I'm begrudgingly tucking his cop ass in.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a Huxley asleepins. And I know the two of you are going out. Are either of the other two of you going with, or are you staying back?
Delphie's just gonna give him a couple of her health potions that she carries with her. And she says, just send me a sending if you need me out there. I'll be a late sleeper till Maura's in, and puts a hand on my face anyway.
It's like a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
It the weight of one human hand.
Yeah. And Virgil, are you wanting to stay in the tavern or go out with?
Oh no, I'll go out and I'll just sit up on a rooftop with my bow.
I just imagine you guys look over and just see him up there just
pretty much, yeah.
Please,
we're on the roof style.
Yeah.
I laugh.
So I will say for you, Virgil, because you have access to it with this building, the Bottomless Cauldron is pretty close to the town square. It's a popular tavern for a reason. Partly due to because it has a good reputation, but also because of its proximity to the main section of town. And if you were to get on the roof of the Leaky Cauldron, as it is not the Leaky Cauldron, good God, not Harry Potter. The Bottomless Cauldron, because it's a 3-story building, you could definitely see the town square from there. And because you have access to the roof, I will say that you've kind of, huddled yourself up there where you could definitely aim at things, especially with the range a rifle will give you. You aren't necessarily in range to quickly get down from the building and run to if you have a problem, but you can definitely see within range. And in a way, this might work better for you as you have a little bit of not a sneak attack, but like you have some advantage here and that you're further away, you're hidden kind of thing.
Yeah, and hopefully like a bird's eye view so that I can like see it coming too,
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of the taller buildings within this area, being 3 stories high. So you have a pretty good vantage from up there. Now, for my 2 lovely ladies, you make it out at 2:00 in the morning.
I think before we leave, I'm gonna kind of like grab Virgil. I keep shortening people's names.
Uncle Virg.
I know too
Uncle
many Italians,
Virg.
and they shorten everyone's names.
Uncle Virg.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I grab Uncle Virg over here, and I'm like, hey, I know you're scouting, but I gotta if I got healing if I need it, and I got these if I don't. So.
Yes, very good. I appreciate you accompanying her to give her someone close.
I'm sorry. I just want to ease your mind, so I'm sorry. I'll keep an eye out for her.
Okay.
Thank you, Maura.
All right. Yeah, you guys make it out at 2:00 in the morning. Virgil, you watch them walk out. They are the only ones out at this time. It is late enough that, carts and vending booths have been closed up. There's tarps covered, like thrown over the tops, all that kind of stuff. The carnival is completely still and silent. There's not even any music playing. The streetlights even have gone off at this point as it's late enough. There's no lanterns out, no flame, anything like that. It is completely quiet and still, and there's a weird vertigo that comes with that. And that you're in what is a busy little village with absolutely no one around you, and it's a weird feeling that you push past that.
Is it that beginning of quarantine, seeing the empty cities kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like 28 days later vibe, but like that's kind of thing I mean of like it's a busy city but no one's there. Yeah, you guys, you make it to sit out. I assume Esther's probably going to sit on a fountain to be a little more just open to get a better reach. Maura, you may settle yourself wherever you would like, whether it be close to your aunt or a little further away.
I want to be about 20 feet away, like find a building to just kind of like an alley, essentially, to just kind of like prop up against and like keep an eye, but like not necessarily visible.
If all 3 of you could roll me 2 checks. One is a perception check, and the other is a constitution. So it'll be a constitution saving throw.
Can I talk to Maura first?
Yeah, you may.
Okay. Then while we're going out there, so Maura, all I need to do is just reach out for a moment and see if I can get any kind of thread. We don't need to see it.
Okay.
If anything weird starts going on, and if I don't snap back when you tell me to, you got permission to sock your aunt in the cheek.
I'll pick you up and run.
Thank you. But also, I only need to see it once.
Right.
And then I can be linked with it for a while.
Yeah.
So if we see it at all, we're not fighting. We're running.
Give you a little...
It's very subtle, dear.
Caca!
Metagaming pigeon.
Hey, while y'all are rolling, thank you very much to Psychofox for the follow. I know we're experiencing some technical difficulties, and we're still raking them in, baby. We still got something to offer, folks.
Yep. We're trying our best.
If this is your first time on the channel, it is not normally this bad. Something's going on. Twitch hates us.
Not usually this laggy. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was all. Just thank you.
For everybody who tuned in this week, because I know last week's episode was a bit intense and that I threw a fight right at him. Next 2 are definitely going to be more intense. We just had a little bit of, shall we say, housekeeping, finding information to deal with this week. But regardless, we're getting close to the end here. So thank you, everybody, for sticking out with us. But yes, I had said a Constitution saving throw and a perception just a general check, as perception is not a saving throw.
If you're
I have
close
rolled
to Ellie,
with
your saving
advantage
throw is
every
better.
time this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're- Oh, but it's within 10 feet.
Yeah, you have to be
So
close to
Oh.
he's on the roof.
Esther could
she's-
definitely get it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Esther
that's
could
a
definitely get it.
plus 5, I believe.
Ooh, nice. All right.
Wait, +5 to both?
Yeah, it's
The
any
saving
saving
throw.
throws that you're within 10
But
feet of
to
me.
the
Dang.
Constitution, not to the perception, but to the saving throw, to the Constitution. You may add it.
Okay, then that helps.
Steve, you said you had advantage on
Yeah.
everything and you're still having a bad time?
Yeah, I've rolled 15 times for 8 different checks. 7 of them have been with advantage. And I just got my first number over 10.
Oh.
So my
God.
perception is a 13, on which I rolled a 4 with advantage. And my con save is a 17.
My perception was a 14, and my con was a 19.
Question. I actually have psychic defense, which I
Mhm.
didn't know. But I have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. So are either of those applicable?
Not for this, no.
Okay.
But now that you remember that, when the creature does appear at some other point, whenever it comes applicable in the story, do remember it has that ability to create fear with a saving throw thing. So you
Ah.
can definitely use it when it comes to that. But for this, it's not a not a charm
Sucker.
or a fear. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that makes things
Just
easy.
does the math. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got real confused at first because I rolled a d12, and I'm like,
Wait a minute.
that looks weird.
Yeah. Use SpongeBob.
Remember a friend of mine once was like told to roll a d6 and they rolled like a percentile die and they were like, I got 7.
Yep.
That's
My
not 70.
My favorite was one time in a game I had somebody roll their d20 and they couldn't see the dot on the bottom and they go, is that 16 or 61? And I'm like, you can't roll a 61.
61.
Yeah.
Nice.
What were your 2 checks?
I got 17 for both.
Okay. You all have successfully not had any sort of, how we call them, night terrors of sorts to the creature. As remember how Rosie mentioned that she gets nightmares when it's closer. She has things like that plague her. You all have a good enough constitution roll that you do not have to worry about something mentally bothering you in this instance. You're all strong enough right now in this moment to not pick that up.
Too mentally ill to get anything
Making
new.
Constitution rolls important. I like it.
I am making them important. But no, the 2
She's
of you on the
taking notes.
ground, unfortunately, Virgil, you being higher up because of your investigation was your lower, or your perception was your lower roll, right? Or did I get that backwards?
13, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you unfortunately do not see this, but the other 2 do. You can definitely see as you look out towards the forest beyond the village, the fog has settled in. It doesn't seem to really be penetrating the village as much, but you do see a little creeps of it here and there coming through on the ground. You don't feel that same dread that came with it before. It's not nearly as heavy or as thick. But this tells both of you, fog's a normal thing. The fog, with the way Scarlett talked about it earlier, may have more properties than just being fog. But for in the village, it is not something you need to worry about. Now I know you said you were trying to cast sending to the creature.
Yeah.
Or were you doing something else?
Yes. Before that, I'd like to take a little pinch of salt
Mhm.
that I'd taken out with me and mix it with some of the fountain water, and I'm just gonna like drench my face into that
Mhm.
and then kind of breathe in the smell of the salt and close my eyes. And I'd like to try to cast sending as best I can to the creature.
Yeah. As you're patting down your
My
face.
makeup might run a little bit. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine, doll. Don't worry about it.
You're
No,
an e-girl now.
As you're
Oh,
patting
yeah.
your face.
Maura has
As
to
you're-
teach Esther what an e-girl
Oh no! I'm picturing that like with the streak of white. Oh.
Yes. It's like, no, grow it out. Kids think it's cool.
Yeah. As you're patting down your face, especially as that salty scent hits you, you feel something that to most people would be very unsettling, but to you has become kind of normal, and that you feel a weird little slither come through your mind, and you know where that came from. For most people, that would be unsettling. For you, it's kind of a common occurrence. You sit there in the quiet. It's very, very still. Maura, you're keeping your eyes peeled for anything, as is Virgil. You don't see anything, but Esther, as you reach out, it takes you a while. It takes you a good 15 or 20 minutes to really settle on something, as it seems each time you reach out, I assume you have a few spell slots that would allow for sending, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm...
I
Yeah.
cast like nothing
That's-
today.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, you try this a few times. But first couple of times that you try to reach out to it, it's almost like you can feel it bouncing away from you. Like it has a sense. Not that someone's necessarily trying to track it, just that, something that it's not used to is trying to touch it. And it feels like it's bouncing away from you. And eventually you begin to see threads of something. Not quite in the way sending usually works, where you can say a message and receive something back. Instead, it's like you're seeing through the eyes of someone else. It's taken about, say, like 20, 30 minutes now, so it's about 2:30, possibly going on 3, depending on how long it took to, set all your things up, all that kind of stuff. Hey, we got a raid! I'm sorry, we're having technical
Oh,
difficulties.
hey!
Welcome.
Get back to
Sheepy.
my thing.
Hey.
Sheepy,
Get back to my thing.
I had a message copy pasted to raid you when we were done. I guess you finished before me.
Well, but anyway, sorry I ruined the mood there.
You're good.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, your vision fades, and it's almost like you get the sense that the creature is like, I want you to see this, sort of thing. Your vision fades. The things that you were originally hearing around you, that stillness of a city, seems to fade away. Your vision blurs and darkens. It takes it a few minutes before it re-lightens up. With a shudder, your vision stops being complete blackness and instead seems to be like blurry streets as you're moving through, shadows passing by you. You can't make any specifics out, as everything is almost like it has a filter on top of it. Suddenly you don't feel so much like you're moving as fast, but more that you're in a physical body. You kind of wipe some sleep from your eyes. You pull yourself up. You feel groggy. You hear voices, whispering, sounds, maybe a little bit of carnival music. You can't quite tell. Till suddenly a bitter chill runs through you. You hear laughing, gargled giggle. Feel a clawed hand caress the sides of your face. Skin uncomfortably soft, given what you could assume is probably the creature. You smell like it's rotting breath as it like over the side of your face. You feel weak, feel scared. See a flash of white blonde hair, or screams, splatter of blood, and suddenly you realize you're not seeing through anything of yourself. You're potentially seeing a victim. And as your vision begins to fade back into that black, you kind of hear a as it's laughing. And suddenly you're back in your own body. And what's very weird to you is it feels like the creature wanted you to get a little glimpse of something. It had an understanding of what you were trying to do, and it wanted you to see this. It wanted you to be uncomfortable. And that link that you were hoping to have, just as you're coming back, and you can feel a little pull kind of pulling you off towards the circus. It's almost as if somebody has taken a pair of scissors and just... it's gone. And That's where we're gonna end tonight because it's 9:20 and we're having technical difficulties.
My God!
We always end on such
Yay.
good points.
This little
Gosh, I have
monster.
chills.
Oh my God! I hate this man or whatever. I hate this gross NB thing.
Yeah, if you come back next week, hopefully we won't have the same technical difficulties, but we'll have some new NPCs for you all to meet. Things will start getting a lot more dramatic and intense as we have 2 episodes remaining. Halfway through this long
And
shot.
like 8 DM accomplices.
Yeah.
I've got like, unless it's entirely just a Twitch thing, I have two theories. One of which is presented by Existential Nerd in the chat as to what might be the culprit, and neither of them should be the reason. But sometimes, with IT crap, things that shouldn't be the reason are the reason, and that's turning it off and back on again shouldn't fix anything, but it does all the damn time. So hopefully we will have that sorted by
Hit an
Wednesday.
LED light the other day at my shoot and it turned on.
There you go.
But it wouldn't work if my other friends hit it. I just punched it and it
only
turned
with you.
on. But it started
Smooth
strobing
respect.
rainbow and we were like,
So we will be back to
That's when
this
you just
next
give up and have a rave.
Misty Mountain Monday.
right.
Until then, to tide you over, Maddy and Tyler and I will be back on Wednesday for a little more Feywild fun. We got to see if we make it out of the house of the hag, and hopefully to meet out our new.
Play a completely stupid character.
So hopefully meet out some revenge on
Nothing
the
like what I'm
the
doing
bunny
now.
man that killed us
Yeah.
all. And then
Yeah.
on Friday,
Fun.
I made the executive decision that I'm going to play a game by myself, because I haven't played a game by myself in a while, and anyone is welcome to join. I'm going to play
There you
King's
go.
Quest.
Yeah.
I'm a charming little LucasArts remake,
There you go.
point and click adventure, very inspired by The Princess Bride, with even some of the same voice actors saying some of the same lines, which is fucking gold. So that's kind of what's going on for the rest of the week. If you're still here, first of all, I'm surprised, and second of all, thank you oh so very much. And we will hopefully catch you guys over there on Wednesday. Does anybody have a thing that I'm forgetting to mention that we should really mention? I know we're getting hella close to that
We love
500
you
follower
guys.
count.
Besides that,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Get it.
Well, if that is all, guys, as
Get free stuff.
I promise
Yeah.
I promise you all more spooks next week. We just had housekeeping to get through this week.
The
Are
spookiest
you
thing, computers.
As if the last thing wasn't spook.
Yeah.
We
It
saw a
did
first
end up
person
scary.
POV murder.
True.
all right, guys. Well, like Ellie said, in case you don't
And
hear
we
it,
saw corpse.
in case you don't hear it anywhere else this week, we love you guys. And until Wednesday night,
We love
friends
you.
and adventurers, farewell and Godspeed. Have a good night.
Bye.
See you soon.